Shalom and welcome to another installment of Elders of GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Today's topic is entitled Confusion of Faces, and I'm going to have the elder read the scripture.
This is the book of Daniel chapter 9 verse 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces as at this day. To the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee.
Yeah, now let's go through that again and I'm going to break it down.
Daniel 9 and 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces as at this day.
Now look up the word confusion and also look up the word faces.
Khan, the Hebrew word for confusion is bashath, and it says shame, shameful thing. Basically, to be shame, nakedness and shame.
Okay, go to the root of that word, the etymology of that word.
Yeah, the root word etymology is bawash. It says to put to shame, be shamed, be disconcerted, be disappointed, to put to shame.
Okay, good. Now, look up the word faces.
Okay, now the word for face or faces is panayam.
Yeah, which is which means face. Yeah, panyam,
yeah,
which means face or faces.
Mm-hmm.
The yum makes it plural. Basically, we'll read the definitions. I already know what it means. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, faces, faces, basically.
Yeah, like when a woman makes herself up, they say put your face on, you know, because you might have all kind of blotches on your skin, you know, and you use makeup, you know, and you look, you know, you look a lot prettier because you put your face on, or you made yourself up, you know, you put on your face. Now, the deeper meaning is your face is who you are as a people. Like my face is that I'm an Israelite, all right? Now to go deeper into that, I would say I'm Tahar Bun Lawyer, or Tahar Bun Judah Bun Yahawada, or Tahar Bun God, whatever. I'm just using that to show you that there's different tribes. And if I was of the tribe of Gad, I would say Tahar Bun God Bun Yeshua Allah. Then I would actually have my father's name in there too, because the genealogy was part of your father. Because when Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Christ, read the Torah, opened the book or the Torah to the book of Isaiah, and he had mentioned his name. He had mentioned the fact it's not in the scriptures, so don't say, well, where's that in the scriptures? But when you read the Torah, you identified yourself. I'm so and so of the tribe of this. My father is such and such. So the Lord would probably have said that he was, his name was Yahweh Shai, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yasha Allah, and he'd probably say Bun Yahweh Bun Yahawada. That's where when you go back to the ancient world, they had those long ass names because you gave your first name, your family name, your nation's name, the name of your tribe, the name of your father. So when we get back in the kingdom, we're gonna have a long name. Okay? But anyway, the word face is talking about your nationality. Now, we know that we are Israelites. So we put on our right face. Prior to that, I might have been in the Baptist church, or I might have been in the Islam, or I might have been a so-called atheist. So you put on the face of an atheist, all right, or you put on the face Islam. Like you see these jakes out here back in the day, the so-called Ansarah Allah community Muslims. These guys wore the white robes in the head. I don't know if it was like a sort of a hat. I forget. Kufi. But some of them wore like a hat. They would wear the kufi or the they would wear the kufi or the just kind of like a hat thing. Like a white fez, you can say, for lack of a better term. They would wear the white robe, and they would basically they would learn what's called Arabic, and they would speak it kind of fluently, and they would talk. They would even talk with an accent. Some of them guys from down south that came up here, that all of a sudden they went from having a southern accent to an Arabic accent and never been to the Middle East. But what they did was they put a face on them. They put a face like when you like to identify Israelites is the beard. Now you have a lot of young jakes out there, a lot of Simeonite young boys, 19, 20, 21 years old, that got full beards, man. That's like the new thing. You see a lot of these young jakes with full beards now. Yeah. And like this guy rocked the pink. What's this guy from Harlem? Cameron rocked the pink. Everybody in their mama was rocking pink, man. That's right, that's right. So now if certain individuals in the hip hop community start rocking beards, guess what? Women are going to get turned on by the beards, and everybody's going to start growing beards. You're going to have contests to see who can grow the longest beard. Yeah. You know, a lot of guys don't want to grow beards because I'm going to come out straight, man. Because you know that you think that doesn't attract the woman, man. That's a part of it, okay? Hey, but you'd be surprised how many women dig guys with beards. And then you got these young boys rocking these beards. So that's the face of an Israelite. But like I said, just because you see an Israelite that don't know he's an Israelite rocking a beard, that don't mean that he knows he's an Israelite. He's just a guy with a beard or a Muslim, man. All right. So that face that we put on is who we are as a people. Now, you got a thing called the Black Consciousness Movement, right? And I'm going to mention some names. I'm going to mention Brother Polite. I'm going to mention Tariq Bey. I'm going to mention Alim Bey. I'm going to mention this guy, Doc, and I was just watching the video, Dr. Ali Muhammad, which he's supposed to be having a debate with, as Sarnetta would call him, General Yohana. That's how he calls him, Yohana. Then you got other guys. You got Royale. You got Imam
Bashir.
Imam Bashir.
Yeah, that guy. That dude. Imam Bashir. You got Shaka Amos. You got all. And who am I missing?
Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Hey, Tahuti, man.
Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Because he might come get us. Sarah Sutin said he's MIA right now. You got the
He's on a coke bench.
He's on the coke bench. But you got all these guys that are part of the Black conscious community, and what Sarnetta did, he basically wanted to put us down, and basically he kind of put us in the Black consciousness community. But the thing is, the Israelites are the only ones that's conscious. All you other guys are unconscious, man. You're in a deep, basically you're beyond a deep sleep. You're dead. You know? You're dead, man. So putting on your face is like putting on your front. Putting on your, who you are. Putting on your identity. And the scriptures are written in a parabolic way. Like this guy, Dr. Ali Muhammad, said that the white man wrote the whole Bible. When you read the scriptures and you read certain verses, that don't even sound like Jake, man. That don't even sound like Esau, man. That sounds like Jake. That's all hip talk. And when you read the scriptures, just speak.
You got something? We bring it out.
This is a quick scripture the brother quoted. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 16. It says, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." You know, because like the elder just said, pretty much everybody else in the conscious, so-called conscious community, you're not conscious. Really, the elders, GMS Israelites are the only ones that's really conscious. Because it says you wander out of the way of understanding. You don't understand the truth, the whole truth about your nationality. That you're not no Moors, Muslims, Africans, Pan-Africans. So if you're thinking that, you're out of the way of understanding, and you're in the congregation of the dead.
Can I say something too? As a reference back to what Elder Tahar said about, you said the Moors, Muslims, the black conscious community, a reference back to a point that Elder Tahar brought out about the name thing. We talked about the Israelites that had that name, you had a long name. I'm a reference to a movie, 13th Warrior. And that movie, The 13th Warrior, Antonio Banderas, he played the Arab. And in the movie, when he was an Arab, that a so-called Arab or a Muslim who had hooked up with a bunch of Norsemen, which were the so-called Vikings, which with Jake, those characters were supposed to all be so-called black men anyway.
Can you hear me now?
But the guy,
Okay.
like when he met up with the Vikings, and they said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Ibn Bun Fahal," and Bun means son. But he had a long ass name, Ibn Bun Fahal, Ibn Bun. It was like a long ass name.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And when I saw the movie,
Yeah.
because these Edomites, what they do is they get historians on their crew, you know, to get the garments the right way to make sure that it looks like that right period of history, or that right time, or that era of time. And they studied. They had scholars that studied the Arabic, what language were they speaking, what did the swords look like, you know?
Yeah.
How did they fight? Whatever. That's why you have experts out there. That's on. If you make a period piece of a movie, you're gonna have experts and scholars and biblical historians on that movie, man.
Yeah.
What they ate, the way they ate, how the women acted, you know?
Yep. Come on.
You know, they had the honey wine and the mead and all that good stuff that all came out during that time period.
Yep.
I got a scripture for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
that proved that well, Elder Tahar said it in that movie. The guy that was Arab, he might have been an Israelite anyway. The character that
Yeah, because you had Israelites.
Yeah.
You had Israelites that embraced the religion of Islam, just like you have Israelites that embrace the Kemetic way, Islam, whatever they into. The Moors, like the Moors are nothing more than Israelites, and then you could have had actual Hamites that were called Moors. That was really a generic term, man. Okay, and we're gonna go more into the Moors, all right?
Yeah, Elder Tahar had mentioned how the Bible is written in hip talk. Well, this scripture right here represents what Adam and Eve did, what you black conscious, unconscious people today are doing. This is Genesis 3:7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So basically what was happening here was that Adam and Eve were going and intermingling themselves among the nations that were there and basically putting on the identity of these nations. And that's what you guys are doing. That's what the Lord said in Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever. You know, and every nation on the planet Earth is written here in the scriptures under their ancient biblical names. There's no other record or document on the planet that documents all the nations that are on the planet. Just the only thing is today you have them being called by different names, you know, and being that they call by different names, you're not going to find it in the Bible. You're going to find terms like Girgashites and the Hivites, you know, and the Israelites and the Ishmaelites, you know, and the Edomites. You're not going to find African and them all them different names you got today.
I got a precept for you. This is the book of Isaiah 25:7. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And that goes back to what Elder Ramlab said. You have all these different names on these nations now, primarily because the so-called white man conquered those nations and put his name on those nations. That's pursuant to the book of Psalms 49:11. So the Lord said he's going to destroy the covering cast. He's doing that now by raising us up and putting back the proper names on these nations. Like the Africans, they're really Hamites. The so-called white man, which there's no such thing as white man, white boy, you know. The so-called white man is known as Edomites. You know, the so-called black man is known as the tribe of Judah, of the nation of Israel. The so-called North American Indian is known as the tribe of Gad, of the nation of Israel. So that's prophecy in the making. You know, it's happening right before our eyes. Isaiah 25:7. You know, the Most High say he will destroy the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. The veil is those different names, thus causing these nations not to even know who they truly are according to the Bible. Like
and then the stuff that you guys get, what I noticed when you mention certain books, it always goes back to a white author. All right?
Right.
So you mean to tell me the white man's going to actually give you guys, you clowns, the truth? Huh?
Right.
Don't make no damn sense, man.
Yeah, if the so-called white man would have gave you the truth, he would have.
I laugh at you. I'm not gonna let you know. I laugh at you guys most of the damn time, man.
Yeah, good for entertainment.
I mean, it's good for entertainment. I watch you guys for entertainment, man.
Yeah.
All right, and Dr. Ali Muhammad, you're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
See, the people that you get are these people that don't study and don't research or don't think for themselves.
Right.
You go into a whole lot of stuff like when what's the brother's name? Azaras. What's the brother from out there in the West? Al-Azhar. When he called you, you looked like you were getting like nervous, man. You know, you look like you were getting hot under the collar, man. Okay, now you don't want to mess with us, but you're always invited to come down to 34th Street and 7th Avenue. We out there every Saturday, man. Okay, you can come down there, right? So we can attempt to get your mind right, okay? Because your mind is not right, okay? You talk in circles, man. You throw out certain names and certain dates. It ain't nothing but psychobabble, man. But it's the sheeple that are mesmerized by your bullshit. All right.
Hey, well, he's the voice of the simple and the stupid. You. That's what you are. You're the Pied Piper of the simple.
Now you know what? Go read some of them comments off of that site. The black. What is that? Black News 102 or something like that. Go down on that, scroll down and read some of them comments, man. No, go back up.
Okay.
All right, and click on the video so it can come up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay. Now, is that it? Yeah, go to that. Go to that.
All right, go to that video, right?
Yeah, and let's read some of them comments.
Okay.
Let's go around and read various comments.
All right.
Turn him off. He ain't saying shit anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, this is entitled Dr. Ali Muhammad taken on the General Yahanna. Yeah, if you brothers go to the site, you'll see the comments. You know, there's a brother asking questions. You know, because he mentioned about the Creator. Somebody called and said that he was, you know, this guy Ali Muhammad, that he was somewhat like a force to be reckoned with, something like that. Then he said all praises to the Creator and their ancestors. Which, mind you, the Creator and the ancestors, they both have beards on their face, unlike him. All right, and brother made a comment, what Creator is he talking about? Exactly, that would be a good question for Ali Muhammad. You mentioned the Creator, what's his name? All right, since you mentioned the word Creator. And
yeah, keep going down. Go to all of them. Go to a bunch of them.
Here's a comment by El Patron. It says, what's funny is the white man uses fraudulent paper too. Money, birth certificate, etc. It's what we collectively agree on. It's what becomes real in our reality.
Go ahead, read some more. Read some more.
Asu M. Ka Go on and say it, Hyksos or Hyksos. Asa Jones, no more sleeping, walking. LaKing Woods, Sarnetta, you're a bad motherfucker. You got Tommy Davidson on here, my nigga.
Well, he does look like Tommy Davidson. If they made the movie, they get Tommy Davidson to play him.
Yeah, con. Yaram Yahu Yasharal, mad respect for you, Ali. I want to hear this information about the Israelites.
See, what they're doing basically is, Sarnetta, and you putting us down in your circle of black consciousness, basically you're making a lot of these people wake up, man, and they're going to start showing more interest to the Israelites. And then when they get to the Israelites, they're going to go to they're going to find out that there's various groups of the Israelites. Then they're going to find out who the vanguard of the Israelites are, which are the elders and the men of GMS. Okay, we're the top guy. Okay, and like I'm gonna give you a shout out to Nate. Nate did a thing called Conspiracy Brothers Warning, and when you go to the what you call it, the comments, somebody said when is this gonna come out? You know, and somebody put a comment, and that was like 2 weeks ago. It'll be out soon. It's in the making or whatever. Nate ain't gonna make it. Well, he might make it, being that I said he ain't gonna make it. He'll make it despite me, but I doubt you're gonna make it, man. Okay, because you know me. you know the elders and even the men, the up and coming brothers of GMS. We're gonna dissect that whole damn thing, man. All right. Like for example, your boy Athun. He did a video. What do you call it? Israel conspirators, something to that effect. And basically, he was going in. He went into what is that? Psalms 83. Now that Psalms 83 is a conspiracy, but Nate said he don't believe in conspiracies, right? Yep. So this guy, Athun, he basically went into different nations. Then he spoke about the people of Afghan. He said that they're Ishmaelites. They're not Ishmaelites, man. You got to go deeper into when you say something, make sure you get your record straight, man. Make sure you get your facts straight. The people of Afghanistan are not Ishmaelites. They don't speak Arabic. They speak a language called the Pashtun language. All right? But like I said, once all these people that are interested, and we're going to read some more comments, brother. Okay? Once they realize that Israel has the truth, then they're going to have to, the Spirit's going to have to lead them to the number one group, the group that the Mosai is dealing with, which is GMS. Okay? Go ahead, Hawk.
Yeah, this is from Mafia Straight Drop. Said, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. This cat is going to get destroyed. I guess alluding to Ali Muhammad. Another one, Patah Anu. Dr. York came out calling us Ansar and linking us to the Nubians of the Nile, etc. Aubrey 44, we've been shouting Habiru, Apiru for a year and a half now. The so-called Hebrew Israelite of today is trying to attach themselves to the Bible's Jew. This shit is very tricky. Yeah, well, it says here, the so-called Hebrew Israelite of today is trying to attach themselves to the Bible's Jew.
Well, they ain't trying to attach.
Hey, this clown who made...
But my question is this, to that comment. Now, the so-called, according to Dr. Ali Muhammad, he said the white man wrote that, the whole Bible and all that to deceive us. Why would the white man put color scriptures in the Bible? Let's go to some of them scriptures.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly,
yeah, why would he put his own destruction in the Bible? Because what you do, these clowns that make these statements, they don't realize that the Bible condemns the so-called white man. And they make these comments, they don't even know the Bible. You don't even know the Bible. And it's always the person that don't know the Bible talk the most shit about the Bible.
All right, this is Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. So right there is letting you know that the word Niger means black. You know, so these people, these men were actually black men that were there, you know, teaching the word of the Lord, and they happened to call him that. Matter of fact, even the Apostle Paul, this is the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Because he looked at this man that had brown skin, and he couldn't believe that he saw that he was speaking Greek, because Greek was supposed to be the white man's language, right? And it says, and this is what Paul said, this is what the captain said to him, Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers? So he mistaken Paul for an Egyptian, because the original Egyptians were dark-skinned too, but so were the Israelites. But you know, some of these people didn't know how to differentiate between the two, you know.
And can I say this? Can I add on to that? Now, that Paul was mistaken for being an Egyptian, we know that Paul was an Israelite. Moses also passed for an Egyptian.
That's right.
Moses and Paul were from the same race, right? They were both Israelites. Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh and was raised up by the Pharaoh's daughter.
Yep.
And we know that the original Egyptians, or the real Egyptians,
according to scholars, that was supposed to be Hatshepsut.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So he was raised up by her in the house.
Did you hear that, Art? Did you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
I think I got it.
Yep. Okay. So
just let me know.
I'll let you know. The only way Moses could pass and grow up in the house of Pharaoh, he had to be a man of color. Now, when you go down the line, shoot to the future, one of, let's say, the descendants of Moses is Paul, right? He's of that race. So, right there in Acts, Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. So it's telling you, man, the people in this book were people of color. This black conscious guys, man, y'all out your mind, man. So why would the white man...
They're all out of their mind, man.
Yeah,
and you confuse yourself with just because you read a ton of books and you constantly writing books, doesn't mean that you know anything, man.
Yeah,
it's just that you know you have a lot of information. I mean, you would be good on Jeopardy. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of this quick information, and you can go into certain words, but you don't know. But not one of you can tell me what your not one of you can tell me your nationality. You can say, well, the creator and the ancestors. Come on, what the hell does that mean? Get into some detail, man.
Yeah, that's fake.
You guys read a book that the white man wrote, and the white man was the one. Whites were the one that deciphered the Rosetta Stone and the so-called hieroglyphs and so forth. Black people got it. Dr. Ben got it from the white man, not the other way around, man. Okay? Go ahead, Doc.
Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end.
Read a verse 2 above that.
Verse 2, I'll start at 10.
Yeah.
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
The preacher is King Solomon, okay?
And that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as golds, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are from one shepherd.
In other words, you can't do away with this true information.
That's right.
With an edict. Right. Okay? You can't do away with it, man. You have they speak about the Egyptians, which are Kemet. They speak about the Canaanites. They speak about the Chaldees. They mention all these different people of that era, but somehow the Hebrew Israelites were erased from antiquity. And there's always references to the Israelites, man. Now do the Ishmaelites exist? Because Ishmael came from Abraham. All right? So you would have to say, well, there's no such thing as Abraham. Then where did the Arabs come from, man? Where did the Ishmaelites come from? They just made it up. You guys read those books and you dig yourself deeper into a daggone hole, man. And the reason why you do that is because you're not of the elect. All right, go ahead, Ad.
Now, since Elder Tahar made mention of something about the Ishmaelites, was the Ishmaelites did the Ishmaelites really exist? Now, this book right here is called Picture History of Jewish Civilization, right? Now, I just want to read a quick bit of information. This is dealing with the 8th century, which was around the time of when the Moors had started up and came up through North Africa and Spain and all that. Now, this is an actual Israelite. I'm going to read this here. It says, page 94. In the book, Nistarat, the Rabbi Simeon Bar Yohai, The Secrets of Rabbi Simeon ben Yohai, written in Palestine in the 8th century. The 8th century would be 700-something AD. That's the 8th century. It says, written in the 8th century, there is a beautiful legend which expresses the feelings of the Jews of that generation and their hopes for their people. And when he saw that the kingdom of the sons of Ishmael would eventually spread throughout the world, Simon Bar Yohai wept and said, Lord of the universe, it is not enough for your sons what the evil kingdom of Edom Rome did to them, that you must also send the kingdom of Ishmael against us. I'm going to read it again. Now this goes back to the 8th century, AD. This was during the time of basically the Crusades. This was during the time of when the Moors first came up through North Africa, which those was Israelites who took on Islam, and they came up through North Africa into Spain and Portugal. This was an Israelite in Europe, in medieval Europe, and he made this statement: Lord of the universe, it is not enough for your sons what the evil kingdom of Edom Rome did to them, that you must also send the kingdom of Ishmael against us. So this was.
Oh, wait a minute! Ishmael didn't exist. Edom didn't exist, right. And the Israelites
Edom
didn't
Rome.
exist.
It said Edom Rome.
Who exists? What groups of people exist, man? Hey, you guys use that word Kemet, and you can't give me a straight answer on that, man.
Nope.
I saw Netta. He said, well, Kemet was the name of the land, but somebody had to put it there, man.
That's right.
Who put it there? Was it put there by a man named Kemet, and who was his father? Huh? Mm-hmm. Did Kemet have brothers and sisters? Did he have children? Mm-hmm. Did he come from a spaceship from the planet Risk? So all you got to do is trap, and then see now HODC and IUIC and all them other guys, they're taking a sigh of relief because we're not even getting on them this week, because now we're dealing with you black unconscious fools, man. And I'm good. That's good. Yeah. Okay, that thing.
Pastor, did you hear me talking around?
Okay, yeah. Hey, but anyway, I mean, goddamn, man, we're gonna get on you guys now, man. All right, and we down there, and we don't gotta go debate and waste our time doing that, man. Okay, I'm not wasting my time with no foolishness, but you know that we're down there on 34th and 7th, man. Okay, on the street, so you can't say we're running and hiding, because you know exactly where we are every weekend, every Saturday. All right, and being that it's getting hot, and Netta said that they're gonna start coming on the street. I don't know if they're gonna go down there on 42nd Street, but we might come up there with y'all, or y'all might slip down there to us. Well, you got to come to us anyway, man. We're the Floyd Mayweather of all the groups out there, right? You got to come to us, all right? Mm-hmm. You guys are the Carnelos and the Sugar Shane Moseys and whatnot, man. You know.
Yeah, this is for you black unconscious cats out there, because see, you going from one book to another book, from one.
They don't even understand the books that they're reading, man. You know.
You know, you're going from this one so-called scholar to this other guy, and basically what you're doing, everything that you do or everything that you get goes back to the white man. You know, You hear that you call yourself black conscious, pushing, so-called, black, power, black power struggle, whatever the case may be. But the majority of the information you get from the white man. Now, this book right here is not the white man's book, contrary to what you guys say. This is the Israelites' book, the so-called Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native American Indian. This is our book, okay? And this is what it says. It says, this is Proverbs 23 and 26. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. So this is the Lord speaking to you, the Israelites out there. It says, for a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. Now this whore and this strange woman is talking about these different philosophies. Okay? It says, she also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. And that's why a lot of you guys out there are getting caught up into that black conscious movement, so-called black conscious movement, because the Lord really rejected you. He don't want you to get the truth. And this is what it says in Proverbs 22 and 14. The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. And that's these different philosophies, these different religions, these different books, all this different knowledge that has nothing to do with the truth. It says, he that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. And that's why a lot of you guys are caught up into that madness, because the Lord ain't dealing with you. You know?
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, verse 22. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Right, and that's the reason why the name of the lesson is called Confusion of Faces. Why? Because a lot of you guys are confused, and the same thing you're doing right now is the same thing that our foreparents are doing in the past, and that's the reason why we came into the condition that we're in today. Under slavery, under oppression of the so-called white man. You know, the white man taking our land, killing our men, killing our women, killing our children. You know? Why? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments that are contained in this book. The same book that you guys say was written by the white man. The reason why our people are in the condition they're in is because they broke these laws, statutes, and commandments in this book. You know, meanwhile, you guys are having debates one with another, and the condition of our people is still the same. Ain't no change. How many debates you gonna have? You know,
worse,
and what's going to be the end goal of what's going to better our people?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said the condition.
It ain't about bettering their people. They're about getting paid, man.
Yeah, you
If
said
they can dance and sing real good, they'll be out there in Las Vegas, man.
yeah, America's a
Or
star.
they can
search.
act real good. If you guys can act like Denzel, you be making movies, man.
Yeah. Well, I said that too. Like Sarnetta, hey man, I like you and everything, but Sarnetta, you all about getting paid, man. I'll say it again. Yeah, we like you.
And Sarnetta, you got to take a stand, man.
Yeah.
You said that you were a Hebrew. You cursed out these guys. What's this guy? The Amon Ra squad. And you cursed them out, and you said, and they said, well, what are you then? And you said you're a Hebrew. But are you still a Hebrew, brother, or do you change from week to week?
He's a convenient Hebrew.
He's a convenient Hebrew, man. You know, and you you can come down when you want to come down, man. Then you're gonna get pumped up, and then you're gonna go back around that cemetery. You're gonna go right back to sleep.
That dead element. I got a scripture. This is the book of 2 Timothy 3 and 7. Now, Elder Ramlab said the condition, if anything, the condition of you so-called Negroes is getting worse, man. You up there in Harlem talking all that shit. Meanwhile, gentrification is kicking your black ass. All right.
Hey, yeah, we passed by Harlem the other day when we did the little video, and right in front of the old Harlem 125th Street Mart, there was this guy Sutek was out there looking around like for something to happen, something to pop off. And then they got those signs of the slavery signs on the gates right where the 125th Street Mart is. You mean to tell me with all that accomplishment, guys, all these great minds, you couldn't open that back up?
There you go.
And you can open it up and call it the Harlem Cultural Center, man.
There you go.
You wouldn't have to go nowhere and rent no spot, man. Y'all ain't building. The white man is building, man.
That's right.
Okay?
It's called gentrification.
It's called gentrification.
He's building Jennifer convertibles. He's building Applebee's.
Yeah, we went to school now. They tore that whole office thing down.
Yeah, yeah.
And the old school is Jennifer Convertibles, man.
Yeah.
We was
Yeah.
there the other
Yeah.
day, man.
Yeah.
They got
Hey, the
buildings
so-called
now.
hey, the so-called white man is building names you niggas can't pronounce, much less spell. And you talking all this shit, man. And now you would know why all this shit is happening to you had you went back to the Bible and read the book of Deuteronomy.
They know all this information, and the ancestors are talking to him and coming to him and
Yeah.
whispering at him.
Yeah.
Why don't the ancestors tell you why did the white man, which is inferior to you, was able to take you down and put you in slavery, going back from the 1600s? Although the Moors said all the Jakes was out here, so all those pictures and everything and all those documents from the slavery, who were those people?
Yeah.
Were they robots? That was made up? You guys are all confused, man.
Yeah.
You guys are all. Hey, that's no. That's Act 17, man. Get to that. That's y'all, man.
Yeah, had you known why, had you read the Bible of the book of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, you would know why all these things are happening to you. It's right there in the Bible. Like that old commercial goes.
The white man wrote that,
Yeah.
according to Dr. Ali Muhammad.
Yeah. Like the commercial goes, it's in there. It's right there in the Bible, man.
But it ain't in them books that you read,
That's right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I got one scripture, if I may. 2 Timothy 3:7. It says, ever learning. That's you niggas in that house of consciousness, which we call it house of unconsciousness. All right? The fact you call yourself black goes back to so-called white man. There's no such thing as black people. You can't even get over that
Wait a
hurdle.
minute, you're wrong, brother. Because so I never had pulled out a picture of a real black African man, you know. Now, if you cut him out, and, you know, you copy and paste, and you look at the actual color, it's dark brown. It ain't
There
black.
you go. There's no such thing as black people, man. You can't even get over that hurdle. And there's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as black people. Even in the movie X, they showed you that. When Malcolm X looked up the word black, it meant negative, void of light. Then he looked up the word white, it means purity and innocent. They're telling you something right there. Anyway, 2 Timothy 3:7, it says, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. That's you niggas, man, in that house of unconsciousness. That is you niggas, man. All right?
I got a quick.
Yeah,
precept.
go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You know, because you can get into all that different information, but you really don't know who you are. Majority you call yourself African or some kind of African, and then when you ask the guys, like Elder Tar asked Polite in them, or who are the original, who are the Egyptians today, you could hear a pin drop, you know. And then, well, no, I'm not Egyptian. So what the fuck you following some goddamn Kemet bullshit for?
But Brother Polite said that the Igbo goes back to the Egyptians, that they walked from Egypt. You know, that was the opportune time to bring out that document, man. You know?
Yeah, you know, a lot of you niggas, you know when you'll find out who you are when you're sitting in that concentration camp. When they come and round your black ass up and they toss you headfirst into those concentration camps, then you'll find out who you are.
Well, they're going to find out who they are when the kingdom comes. When they're back in the kingdom and they're walking around with their head down anytime they see us, man. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's something about you niggas, man.
No, hold on. Let me go back to the ancestors. They're always talking about the ancestors and pray to the ancestors and the Creator. Ask next time the ancestors come visit you, man. Ask them what is your nationality. All right?
Yeah, you know, I'm being dramatic and I'm being funny with it because sometimes that's my spirit. But you niggas seem to find yourself when you get locked up, man. When you get thrown in the joint, you know. And that's what, let's go back to the Bible. Pursuant to Revelation 2:9, the Bible says that the so-called white man is going to come and throw you into prison. That's those concentration camps that they got ready for the majority of you niggas, man. You're going to see. When martial law breaks out and there's anarchy in the streets, you're going to see, you know.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, can I say something, man? That's not far away, man.
That's reality.
Well, hey, man.
That's reality.
You niggas, man, things are gonna get brutal, man. Look, I just got back from out west. I was out there with them brothers in Gary, Indiana, and that whole city, the city of Gary, pretty much is like in a damn state of it's like what they call a wasteland, man. Like a land of the lost type. It's nothing but abandoned houses, man.
Harlem is becoming like that.
And Harlem is becoming like that. Hey, man, the streets. Hey, man, you think when you drive around down there, it's like driving around on the moon. All them damn craters and the potholes as big as moon craters, man. Destroying people's cars, bottom. How do they say bottom? Yeah, but messes up your suspension. But basically, the point I'm trying to make, they got the cops out there. It's like a police state, and pretty much what Esau did, they just left Jake there to die, man. Ain't no jobs out there, niggas. It looks like a wasteland out there, man. And the cops are out there. They have like almost like a police state type thing set up. And in Chicago, the same thing, police state thing. So it's already in effect, man. They just got to amplify it. So that martial law is here. It's pretty much here. Out west, they already implementing it. So like Elder Gabar said, in New York, well, they got it going on here in New York too.
Well, look, Elder Tar just did a video on Harlem. He showed you how Harlem it looks like a wasteland.
Yeah,
all right.
Why don't the ancestors come down and clean Harlem up and kick out the white man?
Yeah.
Huh? Why don't they evict Starbucks and Jennifer Convertible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You niggas just ain't dealing with reality, man. That's your problem. If I may, now I read 2 Timothy.
That whole black consciousness thing got played out when Queen Latifah, got turned out, man. Come on, she want to be a white woman now, man.
Right.
You mean the ancestors didn't come to her and say, "Look, stop being a white woman and trying to be a white woman and damn a lesbian and shit,"
Yeah, she used to wear those tall hats. Those African looking like hats. She turned that in for a cheap white woman's wig, man.
Yep.
For a L'Oreal special.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like that video.
And for me, that was the height of the black unconscious era, man.
Yeah.
What the hell happened, man?
Yeah.
Hey, why didn't this guy that played Blade, Wesley, right? He said, I ain't gonna pay the white man taxes, right? They locked his ass up and shit, And he had the money. He was willing. He said, "No, we don't want your money, nigga. We gonna lock your ass up."
Yeah.
Now he had a production company. I think he still has it. It's called Amin Ra. Why didn't the ancestors come down and bust him out of jail, man? Huh?
No, I could be man. Esau didn't deliver.
Oh, Eman Issa got locked up. where was the bean from the planet Risk to come down and bust his ass out? Huh? You guys are looking stupid, man. All right?
Yeah.
Hey, now, General Yohana, when he battles against you, I hope he tears your ass up, man.
I hope so.
Okay? If he comes correct, because you guys are lightweight any goddamn way, man.
And now, all what Elder Tar was saying about how the so-called white man is basically punking you niggas, it tells you in the Bible how the Lord is gonna gather you together, and you're gonna come against the so-called white man and prevail against him. Yeah. That's in the Bible.
Well, they're gonna be dead.
Yeah,
they're gonna be locked up in concentration camps, and they're gonna be dead.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is, as a nation, the nation of Israel, you're going to come, beginning with the elective nation of Israel, we're going to overcome the so-called white man and prevail against him and have him as slaves. It's all in the Bible.
Yep,
the same book that you scoff at. Now, would you know that? You wouldn't know that because you don't know the Bible, all right? That's why you should just shut the hell up, man.
I gotta preach. Oh, you finish yours.
The so-called head of Amin Ra, that clown, it looked like Hong Kong Fooey. Hey, he said somebody asked him a question that if the blacks were a great civilization, how did the white man, a weaker, inferior people take them over? He said because their metal or their steel was harder than theirs. So wait a minute. When the Kitty Hawk was what was the name of them two guys, the brothers? Wilbur and Orville Wright, right? They put a plane together, right, and it wouldn't fly, right? So they took out that metal, right, and they smacked it, and all of a sudden it started flying, right? How the white man put all these computers and the internet, and all these devices and so forth, they had that metal. They smack it. Get that piece of metal. Pap! And it's, you know how stupid you guys, when you listen to what these guys say, and you go to trace what they're saying and what documents they're using, it all goes back to the white man, and basically it goes around in circles. Now one of these guys can tell me their nationality, man. Now one of these guys, since the ancestors are with him, let the ancestor bring down a record of you going all the way back to Egypt, man. Okay?
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is the book of, to back up the statement I made. This is the book of Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob. Now that's talking about you so-called Negroes, man. You come out of Jacob. Jacob is your forefather. Saith the Lord, neither be dismayed. Because the state you're in, you're in a state of being dismayed. All right? You're at the bottom. I don't know if they told you, but you're at the bottom, all right? Even the so-called Chinese is over you. All the other nations, even the Africans are over you.
Yep.
All right? They don't want to associate with you. Okay? It says, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. Is that not America? Were you not brought into captivity in America? And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. All right, this is the time we're approaching. But you don't want that, you know. I'm going to jump down to the 15th and the 16th verse. Right? Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. Just like Elder Ramlab said, you went into captivity and slavery underneath these nations for your iniquity. What was your iniquity? Breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. All of that's in the Bible. All right? The same shit you're doing now. Because thy sins, what is sin? Transgression of the law. Where's the laws located? In the Bible. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee. The Most High is telling you he did that to you. The reason why you're on the bottom is the Most High did it to you.
And that's why they shun that homosexual stuff, because that's in their spirit not to be homosexuals, man.
Right.
That's why you had all these black church leaders come against Barack Obama for passing a law that you can be openly gay and get married and all that. The black churches came against him because they, even though they're confused, they know enough that there's something wrong with being a homo, man.
That's right.
But now when you go back to the Egyptian history, you had them pharaohs that were getting it in with each other. I'm talking about men on men.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to read this, all right? It says, this is Jeremiah 7 and 19. Do they provoke me? And that's what you guys are doing. Do they provoke me to anger? Saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? You guys keep reading that book. Stop for a minute, man, and think. You read one book, and then the people that write them books are making money off of your stupid asses, man. You read one book and you get some facts out of the book, then you get some bullshit out of the book, and then you say, well, that's talking about me. And then you write a book, and people will buy that book and get confused by your bullshit because you got that information from the white man. Okay?
That's it. Yep. I got one more verse. It says, because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee. Now clearly in the Bible, the Most High is telling you niggas that all the things you're suffering, he did it to you. And why did he do it to you? Because of your forefathers breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments, and you breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments. The 16th verse, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, like the so-called white man, which is your adversary, he's not your friend, he's your adversary, he's your enemy, and all thine adversaries, all of them, every one of them shall go into captivity. Shall go into captivity. They're going into slavery underneath you. You don't even know that because you're busy dealing with those other stupid books when you should be dealing with the book, which is the Bible. Every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Like an example of spoil and prey is gentrification. That's the so-called white man conquering you over again. Wasn't Harlem supposed to be this black Mecca?
No.
Now, how come when you go to Harlem now, you see old so-called white men walking their dogs, where you so-called Negroes used to be? And all those brownstones are now renovated. They got the state-of-the-art kitchens and all that shit. You didn't have that when you were living in Harlem. Shouldn't that tell you something?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, when you niggas were living there, and we know because we was in Harlem back in the early '90s, back when you had when the building 1 West 125th Street was still there. That was when Israel was in its prime, so to speak. That's back when all these guys were in there, in the school, Lahab, all of them. You know, back in the early '90s, that's when Harlem was still kind of so-called Harlem, 91, 92. I remember you had the vendors all the way from damn near, from the corner of 125th, what they call that, Lenox, man, all the way up to going down to Amsterdam or whatever. All up the strip by where the State Building is and going past the Apollo. From like, okay, both sides of the street. You had them so-called Africans. Jake was out there. And that was like a tourist attraction. Because people would come from, I mean, you had Edomites and people that used to come to Harlem, but Harlem was still Jake, but they wouldn't venture out into the neighborhoods. They would come to Harlem and they would just walk up 125th. Because that was a tourist attraction. That's the only time you saw Edomites in Harlem. They would come there because that was like a world famous thing. To come and see the vendors and stuff like that of the Apollo Theater.
Like a zoo attraction.
Yeah, like it was like a zoo attraction. And them tour buses that you see in New York, Apple Tours, they would pass through Harlem. I'd seen them driving through there.
Hey, they do the same thing in Africa. They got them, you stay in the car and you can watch the lions and shit. You can watch the baboons and the monkeys. That's what it was the same shit in Harlem, man.
Yep, but that's gone. But that's gone now. Like Elder Gabar brought out, that's called gentrification, man. Re-gentrification. So you dumb niggas, man, and then so Anetta and Polite and you talking about, yeah, come up to 120. We don't need to go up to 125th Street. First of all, the white man's up there now. Okay? Come to 125th.
Ain't nothing up there, man. The white man getting ready to kick you, bulldoze you out of there, man. You know? Anyway, I'd like you to get me these scriptures here. Let me see. Micah 6. Micah 6 and 3. And we're going to read down to about maybe 5, maybe 6. And then immediately after that, go to Numbers 22 and 22 and 5. All right? So read that one first. Okay, go ahead.
Micah 6 and 3. Micah 6 and 3. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I worried thee? Testify against me.
The people of the Lord are the children of Israel, not the Kemetic people. Go ahead.
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
You guys are trying to go back into Egypt, man.
That's right.
The Most High brought you out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
And redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak king of Moab consulted, and what Balaam the son of Beor answered him, from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord.
That's it. Now let's go to Numbers.
This is the book of
Now you Moors claim that you're Moabites, right? Well, if we go back to the history of the Moabites, when and we're going to read about it, when the children of Israel, the sons of Israel, Bun Yasha'Allah, left the land of Egypt after the Most High judged Egypt and the Pharaoh and that system, they went out into the wilderness, and then they went to the land of Canaan, man. All right, and they came out in such a big number that this king of Moab, Balak, he went to this. I believe this guy was an Ishmaelite wise man. He was like a magi. I mean, you can look. You know what? You can Google it and get the quick reference on this guy because we don't want to go all into the history. But he basically said, I believe he said, I'm going to give you half of my kingdom if you put a curse on the whole nation of Israel. All right, so we're going to read about that. That's why he read the statement he read the statement, oh my people, Micah 6 and 5. Oh my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, you Moors are saying that your line goes back to the Moabites, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Behor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. All right, so read that.
This is the
As soon as you get to the middle,
This is the book of Numbers 22 and 5. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam the son of Beor to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out
you
from...
might want to go up another, just so you can know it's talking about the king of Moab.
Con. Numbers 22 and 2. And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was so afraid of the people, because there were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field.
Meaning he saw Balak, the Moabite king. He saw what Israel did with the Ammonites. We busted their asses, man. All right. But the main place we want to bust up and take over were the Canaanites, man. Which the Most High said we were going to do that, man. He said, don't have your sons marry their daughters, don't have your daughters marry their sons, don't make any contracts with them, which is covenants. He said, but utterly destroy them, man. If they have any gold or any fine garments or anything, burn all that shit, man. Okay? Don't even take what they kill them off and take what they got, because that's going to be your land. Now there's a reason why that happened, and there was a reason why it was justified. Okay?
It says, and Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam the son of Beor to Pethor, which is by the river of it says, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. So this is talking about the Israelites that came out of where? Out of Egypt. And like Elder Charles was saying, you guys want to go back to Egypt. The Lord delivered us out of Egypt because we were in bondage. The same way we're in bondage today in modern day Egypt, which is America. And the Lord said, look, wake my people up, because I got an elect that's going to be delivered. And when the elect is sealed, then I'm going to take you up out of Egypt. But you want to stay in Egypt. You got your face back in Egypt. You know, you like the children of Israel wandering in the wilderness, you know, and they were hungry. They said, man, we want to go back to Egypt. We remember the cucumbers and the leeks and the garlic, you know, and all that food that we were eating in Egypt. You know, yeah, they were in hardcore bondage, but they had their food given to them, you know, I guess for lack of better words, 3 hots in a cot, you know. But in the wilderness, you didn't have none, which was the Lord's way of proving you, so that the Lord can see, if, you know, where your faith stood, you know. And then he gave Moses, you know, told Moses to crack, you know, hit the stone, and the water came out. You drank, you know. He gave you manna from heaven, which was the scriptures call angels' food. You know, you got quails, you got different things to eat, you know. But you wanted to go back to Egypt. Why? Because everything was convenient. Everything was there for you. You know, and that's why you guys are into that Kemetic crap. You know,
because you're the same spirits coming back in the reincarnation, man. You're the same, and y'all don't even realize it. You're the same guys. That's why Ecclesiastes 1:9 says, "The thing that is done is that which shall be done." You guys are pretty much doing the same thing. That's why you're so deep into that. I'm just piggybacking of what the Elder Ramlab said. That's why you guys are so much into Egypt, man. That's why you're so much in all throughout the scriptures. In Jeremiah, Isaiah, Zephaniah, is the Most High telling Israel, come out of Egypt. Because you niggas are deep rooted in that Egypt. I understand why, because you were the same guys. Israel, we grew to be in a nation in the Egyptian captivity. We became a nation in Egypt. So it kind of makes sense. That's why you Israelites are on to this Egypt thing, because we spent a lot of time in Egypt. And America's the modern day Egypt, but you guys are trying to go back into that ancient Egypt because you the same spirits back in the earth reincarnated. And when you guys came back in this lifetime, that Egypt was still in your spirit and your mind, man.
Yep.
So y'all felt like y'all had to deck. You the same niggas. What's his name? Dayton, Corey, and the Ben Ram. They rose up that insurrection against Moses and that contingency to try to get them niggas to go back into Egypt. So Moses brought us out here to die, man. And they try to get them. They try to get Israel to follow them back into Egypt. And the Most High just laid Egypt waste, man. Just like he about to lay America, the modern day Egypt, waste.
I got a quick scripture. This is because you quoted the Numbers one, and I wanted to get this one. But the Numbers one in Numbers, what is that? 11 and 5 is pretty much the same as Exodus 16 and 3. It says, 2. It says, and the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. All right. So even though they were delivered, they went out into the wilderness. The Most High put them out there for 40 years to test them. And they were talking shit against Moses and Aaron, man. And we're going through that right now. Like all these other Israelite groups, those were the guys that were led by Amram, Dayton, Corey, and Abiram,
Yeah,
right?
Abiram, yep. Yep. Yep.
The nitpickers, yep. In the third verse, it says, and the children of Israel said unto them, would to the Most High we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For we had brought, for ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Now, but eventually that's what they did. They said anyone that was 20 and up, they wasn't going to make it. The ones that were under 20, because they were young, they were coming up and they were born out in the wilderness. The only two that made it from Egypt, from the old generation through the wilderness for 40 years into the promised land was Joshua and Caleb. All the rest of them niggas died in the wilderness, man. They died off, just like the Most High said. Why? Because you niggas wanted to go back to Egypt. At least we had a good meal.
Yeah, I got a good one too. I got a precept here. Isaiah.
You guys, all you comedic clowns, you guys want to stay. Well, you want to stay here.
Egypt.
You ain't thinking about the downfall. You ain't none of you talking about what's gonna happen to this Edomite, man.
Yeah.
You ain't talking about you talking about what debate you gonna have next year.
Yeah.
We ain't thinking like that, man. We thinking day to day, man.
That's right.
Okay, we thinking day to day. We ain't thinking about what building up a big mega school and all that, a mega temple, a mega tabernacle.
That's right.
We ain't thinking that far, man.
Man, we live
day to day, week to week, man.
That's right.
Okay.
Elder Tahar, you asked Brother Polite when he came down. Well, you didn't ask him. You said the kingdom. He said the kingdom. What's that?
A lot of you guys don't even, it's not, you can't even conceive it in your mind.
Yeah.
Didn't the ancestors come down and tell you that there's going to be a kingdom for you, man? What do you think, you're just going to have debates until the cows come home?
I got a precept. This is good. Isaiah 42 and 12.
Let me say this. Anytime you guys want to get tightened up, come on down to 34th and 7th.
Yeah.
Because your General Yohana going to tighten your ass up in that thing, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want some more, you come down there, you get tightened up some more.
Yeah.
Hey, what was that like Stallone?
Because there's only one truth, man. The so-called blacks of this country are the Israelites, not no goddamn Kemet. All right?
They're
not Moors either, man.
like in Expendables 2. If y'all saw the movie, at the end there was a fight scene with Stallone. Had a fight scene with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he was like, Stallone had the gun on him, so Van Damme was trying to get him to put the gun down. So put the gun down, fight like a man. And then Stallone said, "You want me to man you up? I'll man you up." And so you want us to man you up? We'll man you up. I had to use that phrase. Yeah, he told him, he said, "You want me to man you up? I'll man."
I got a precept. I'm sorry, brother. Just to back up what Elder Tahar said, just building what he said. This is the book of Luke 12, 31 and 32. It says, "But rather Seek ye the kingdom of the Heavenly Father. Like Elder Tar said, man, we living day by day, man. We're not trying to get no cathedral. We're not trying to build
You
it.
got to start waiting for the ancestors. They ain't coming
Yeah.
back, man.
Yeah,
The ancestors ain't coming back.
yeah, we're not.
The ancestors are you, your ancestor coming back, man. Ain't nobody floating up in the sky trying to help your ass.
That's it. Yeah, not trying to build a.
Spooky. Well, that's spooky.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not trying to build an economic base in America. America is through, man. It's finished. Can't you read the handwriting on the wall?
They can't even open up the 125th Street Mart.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly. So this is what the Lord said. This is found in the book of Luke 21. I'm sorry, Luke 12:31 to 32. But rather seek ye the kingdom of the Heavenly Father, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock. It's talking about Israel, Israelites. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. All right? That's what we're talking about, man, the kingdom. Now, in the kingdom, we're going to have slaves. Now, that's a wild, like this guy used to say, George Gordon, that's a wild new concept for you, you so-called Negroes, man. You Mexicans, not just you Negroes, you Mexicans, you Puerto Ricans. You Puerto Ricans, you Cubans. That's a wild new concept for your kingdom. Slaves. Well, that's what the Heavenly Father's talking about,
Well,
man.
these guys don't have a ruling class mentality, man. You know. Anyway, I got a quick scripture. This is Zephaniah for you Moors, because you claim. I heard many of you say it many a times that the Moors go back to the Moabites. Well, if you are Moors or Moabites, then guess what? You're gonna be our slaves. All right. It says, Zephaniah 2:9, it said, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, the Most High, the power of Israel. Surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. Perpetual means everlasting. The residue of my people, which are the Israelites, shall spoil them, the Moabites, and the remnant of my people, Israel, shall possess them. The word possess, look up the word possess.
God.
So y'all better get with the program, man. Y'all are not Moabites, all right? Like I said, Moors there's no connection between the Moors and the Moabites. All right.
I got this precept in real quick. Isaiah 42:12.
We going into scriptures. We want to go into some of these documents and some of these books because y'all like books, right?
I'm gonna read this precept real quick, if I may. Isaiah 42:12. And I will show thee mercies unto you, that he may have mercy upon you and cause you to return to your own land. Right now, you niggas. Israel, you don't want to return to your own land, which, like Elder Tahar said, really coming back to being who you are, putting on your face, right? That's the Most High using us to try to bring you to your own land, as being an Israelite.
We're trying to put the face back on you, man, pursuant to Ezekiel 37, man.
Now, 13th verse. But if ye say, we will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of the Lord your power, saying, no, but we will go into the land of Egypt, where he shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger of bread, and there will we dwell. See? That's you niggas, man. So basically, we telling you to come out of America. America going to be destroyed. Hell going to break loose. It's going to be famines. Things are going to start happening. Nah, man, we're going to stay here in America. You know, we got cable TV. We got the technology. We got a smartphone. All this other bullshit we can debate and bullshit. We'll buy land. All that other crap y'all talking about.
Yeah, you got these guys buying land and stuff. Why you going to buy land when America's getting ready to be destroyed by a thermonuclear holocaust, man? By the Russians. You see what's happening now. Now, the Cold War is back, right? Now, Barack Obama tried to threaten the Russians from coming into Crimea in the Ukraine. And you know what? Putin wasn't hearing that, man. He just went ahead and did it, man. He said, go ahead and let my man talk his bullshit. I'm doing shit. He's talking. I'm doing shit. And you know what? They did what they did. They got the military in there, man. And what did Barack Obama do? Oh, we're going to have more sanctions against him. Putin made Barack Obama look like a bitch. He cold bitch you, man. Yeah. He cold bitch you. Because normally when something happens and another country doesn't do anything that the do something contrary to what America says, the U.S. troops, they'll go up in there and they'll bust them up. You ain't doing that in Ukraine, man.
Yeah.
The situation with Georgia, Russia, all right, which were formerly part of the Russian, the Russian Federation, you didn't do nothing then. So Putin already sees that you a bitch ass, Barack Obama, okay? And then you got this guy, Dr. Phil Valentine, talking about this guy Barack Obama is Malcolm X's illegitimate son and shit like that. First of all, Barack Obama doesn't have the spirit of a Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a fighter, man. He'll fight to the death, man. That Barack Obama is a goddamn certified whip, okay?
You got some. Hey, Elder Hawk, this last verse is bad. It backs up.
Hey, hold up, Malcolm X's daughter, the one that kind of looked like Malcolm X, she got more of a rougher, masculine spirit than Barack Obama, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay?
Gun.
You clowns in the black consciousness community, man, you guys, we're going to continue to expose the bullshit. We're going to be up on your videos, and we're going to continue. And plus, it's a good thing because these other Israelite groups, they get a break. Okay?
They get breaks. Hey, well, shit, she tried to have Farrakhan whacked, man. Back in the night, she had so much vengeance. She about vengeance, man. She tried to hire a damn hitman back in the 90s to whack Farrakhan for killing her father, man. But I'm gonna
hey, like Barack, come on, Phil.
Man,
come on, Phil. Man. Come on, man. Come on, cut it out, dog. You know? Barack Obama is Malcolm X's son. Get the hell out of here, man.
Niggas just make shit up and sound crazy.
Come on, man. Come on. Hey, nigga, please.
This is the 15th verse, right? Because this goes into what we're saying. You niggas don't want to come out of Egypt. So this is what the Most High gonna do to you, man. Right? Well, this is 2 quick verses. And now, therefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah, because it's mostly you Negroes that's into that comedic crap. Thus saith the Lord, power of hosts, the power of Israel. If ye wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt and go to sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you, and there in the land of Egypt, and the famine whereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you there in Egypt, and there ye shall die. That's what the Most High got. That's all. So that scripture is for all you comedic, black, unconscious Negroes, man. You guys want to keep that face of being comedic more. You want to have debates. You want to stay here and buy land and do all that stupid shit. Keep on doing that, man, because this is what's going to happen to you, man. By the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, as we're telling you, man, because we're the prophets of the Lord. You're going to die.
Y'all don't know what's going on. You don't know what next move Esau going to make. You don't even know what the white man's Esau, man. You know?
Yeah.
You don't know nothing, man. I didn't read the books that the so-called Jews wrote. Okay? Hey, what's going to happen, man? This man getting ready to... Hey, this money system is getting ready to crash, all right? Everything's going to be militarized, and if you go around certain parts of the city, you got cops in military formation all over the place, man. They're getting ready, but they ain't telling you. They're militarizing the cops, man. Because when this system crash or whatever's going to happen, you're going to have a lot of people grinding and going crazy. You see it going on in Venezuela. You see it been going on in Greece. They don't even mention Greece no more. Over there in the Ukraine, Crimea, there's revolutions all over the place. It's a matter of time before it comes over here. Before these jakes lose it, man. Okay. Yeah. All they got to do is one thing. All they got to do, the Rothschilds. All they got to do, or one of these elite groups. All they got to do is set up a truck strike, and they can set it up behind the scenes. All right, and that's called a conspiracy. All right, Nate. Okay. By the way, but anyway, all they got to do is stop the trucks from coming into the cities and supplying the supermarkets with all this food and stuff and milk. Yeah. You people got kids, you got infants, you got toddlers, you got 5-year-olds. You got to eat. Basically, what they always maintain was, when you go to the supermarket, there's only 3 days of supplies in the supermarket. So if you notice, the trucks come about every 3 days, maybe every 4 days. All right. When something major happens, that's when, if there's a truck strike after 3 days, and if people know about it before it happens, that 3 days is going to turn to 1 day, because you're going to get as much stuff that you can stock up on, as much stuff as you can get, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So it can either happen, if you know about it, the shelves could be empty in 1 day, or if you don't know about it, the shelves can be empty in 3 days. That's right. Or 4 days. All right?
Yep.
You waiting around, you go to the supermarket, you trying to find out what's going on. You know, the manager's going to say, well, the truck didn't come, they coming next week, I don't know what's going on. Then you're going to read about the strike, then you're going to start losing it, then you're going to have a certain amount, you're going to have about a week worth of food in your house, and that's going to be gone. Oh, your cars, you won't be able to drive your cars around, because guess what? How do you get the gas to come to the different stations? By trucks.
Yeah.
So that's going to take 1 or 2 days, man.
Yep,
and you don't have no, and then whatever gas you got, if you got a full tank, it might last you a week or 2. And then you can't drive no goddamn where.
That's it, you're done.
And then what's going to happen? You're going to you're going to call your you're going to look for go to the yellow pages. What's my congressman? Oh, that's my congressman. Let me call him. And you're going to call him, and the line's going to be busy. You're going to go to the police, and they ain't going to have answers for you, right? You're going to go, and what happened? It happened in New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
The Katrina situation.
Yeah.
It's going to happen all over this country, man. Yeah. It tells you in the Apocrypha, the cities are going to be cut off. Go ahead,
Elder Tahar, you see, well, number one,
what you black conscious guys going to do? Have a debate on it?
Yeah.
You're going to have a debate on when the trucks are going to come back.
Elder Tahar, when these hurricanes hit, when not Katrina, the recent ones that we had.
Yeah, the major, the one that happened last year, year and a half ago.
You had before that. Remember with the
you had people online lined up getting gas and whatnot, man.
When the power was out, y'all go nuts, and that's just a little hurricane, little storms that hit the area, and the supermarkets.
There's going to be a major event, man, or a series of major events, and it's going to change the way you think about this system, man.
Yep.
And you're going to be looking for answers, okay?
And that idiot Nate, I'm sorry.
Why you think they want to take the guns from you, dumbasses?
Man.
So when the military come in, when they shoot, they don't want shots to come back at them.
Yeah, and that idiot Nate, I just gotta throw this at you. You an asshole.
Oh, Nate is a clown.
You a clown.
Nate is a goddamn clown.
What's their plan? All these conspiracy guys, they have to have a plan. What's your plan of action?
Nigga, what was your plan when they came out? Now I don't know if you're Gad or Judah. You used to be Gad, now you're Judah. Nigga, what was your plan when you was in the TP and the cavalry came and hemmed your ass up, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But he might be a Judite. What was your plan when you was over there in Africa?
Yeah.
And the white man rounded your ass up. Oh, there was a thing with this guy that does African American lives. He did a thing.
Louis Gates.
Louis Gates. He did a thing, and I got it on video, and I give it to you, where they were checking out this guy Tom Joyner's line. And they said his line go back to a certain part of Africa, and he was asking how did his great grandfather come into Africa? He said it was another black guy that sold him to the white man. And he said, see, you thought that this is what he said. He said, you thought the white man came into Africa and saw a bunch of slaves of blacks and just grabbed them up. No, it was blacks taking other blacks and selling them into slavery to the white man. Okay?
Yep. That was the real Africans that were grabbing the Israelites up and giving them with the Arabs and giving them over to the white man, you know. So you can get that straight. You know, it wasn't your own people selling you into slavery. It was Africans that were selling your people, Hamites that were selling the Israelites, along with the Arabs, into the hands of the white man.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why they don't associate with you now.
Yeah.
That's why they don't care to associate with you. Yeah. I got some information because, the elders were speaking about the collapse of America. And indeed, that's the time we're in now, man.
Yes.
The total collapse of America, the total collapse of Egypt. This is entitled 25 Signs the Collapse of America is Speeding Up as Society Rots from the Inside Out. And this is dated July 8th, 2012. Now they give you the 25 signs. I'm just going to read the prologue. It says, the problems that America is experiencing right now are not just confined to the field of economics. The truth is that there are signs of deep decay wherever we look. Like we did that video in Harlem. That's just one sign, all right? And without question, the United States is rotting from the inside out in thousands of different ways. Did you hear that? In thousands of different ways. Now, why don't you stupid niggas that debate, why don't you debate that? Why don't you debate the evident fall of America? Because that's what we're in now. For a long time, our debt fuel prosperity has masked much of the social decay that has been festering underneath the surface. But now it is becoming increasingly apparent that the thin veneer of civilization that we all take for granted is beginning to disappear. Another good example is the roads, man. Never have I seen the roads of America in such a bad shape. Seems like every road has a humongous pothole in it. All right?
Hey, Elder Gabar, like I said, I could back you up. I just came from out goddamn west, man. I just came from Chicago and Gary, Indiana. It's like riding around on the moon up there, man. They got the roads are so bad in Gary, Indiana, man. It's big craters, man. People's cars bottom out, man. I've seen a few people, they were bottomed out, man.
Your so-called politicians, your so-called leaders, your black leaders, they gave up on you, man. They know something that you don't know. They know that America's done away with, and you people are prisoners of hope.
Reading on, it says, for many Americans, it is easy to point a finger at a particular group or political party and blame them for all of our problems. But the reality of the matter is that our societal decay cuts across all income levels, all political affiliations, and all regions of the country. We are being destroyed from within, and this decay can be seen on the streets of the most dilapidated sections of major U.S. cities, and it can also be seen in the halls of power in Washington, D.C., and on Wall Street. It is undeniable that something has fundamentally changed. The American people do not seem to possess the same level of character they once had. So where do we go from here? I'll tell you where. Down.
Straight down.
Straight down. That's where. All right? And that is in the Bible. And that's scripture.
And that's scripture.
And that's scripture.
That's right.
You're done, man.
You know, and then you guys, you talking all this BS up there in Harlem, but you don't know what the hell's going on in the world, man. You know, all you freaking worried about is some goddamn some damn Hamites that don't give a damn about you. None of you out over here. You know, and like Elder Tahar said, he said, not once have I seen a real African up among you guys. You know, a real African from the so-called motherland. You know, hanging out with you guys, breaking bread with y'all. You know, building or whatever the case y'all call it. You know, why? Because them Hamites don't give a damn about you. They know that you're not their people, but you so stuck on stupid that you really believe that you are the same people, no? And they don't accept you, and they're not going to accept you because you're not the same people. Just because you may be the same color, you may look similar, doesn't mean that you're the same people. You know, just like the East Indians, you have some East Indians that are dark skinned. That doesn't mean that they're black. You know, so-called black.
Or Jake.
You know, or Jake.
And can I add to that? I'm gonna add to that, man. You Negroes, man, you so-called African Americans, you think you some damn Africans. Them Africans, like the brother said, the elder said, they snatched your ass up. You want to know why? Because they knew that you wasn't their people. Because they knew that a lot of them knew the history that when you read in the scriptures about Exodus, when we was going into the promised land, we were having, Elder Tahar put it out earlier, we were having wars with them. Those are the Philistines, man. Those are the Jebusites and the Girgashites, man. Those are the same people that we was having wars with. The Philistines were the primary arch enemies of Israel, man. We was always going at it with them Philistines.
Which are Mizraim, which are Egyptians, all right?
Yep. So-called, well, they had you in captivity. The Most High had to destroy Mizraim or the Philistines to get us out of there. And then when we was going into the land of Canaan, that was them so-called African nations, man, that we was warring with. So when you shoot a little bit into the future in the so-called land of Africa during that time period, them Hamites or them Africans, they knew that these people, that's them Israelites. Because they knew that they were Israelites. That's why they grabbed them up with the Arabs. They said, that let's get the Israelites, man, and give them, sell them to these white people.
Go ahead.
This is called Slavery in the Arab World, right, by Murray Gordon. The title of the chapter that I'm going to read from is called Slavery Concealed in the Midst of Time. Page 2. Innocent victims of a system they could not begin to comprehend these misfortunes were either seized in early dawn attacks on villages by raiding parties or sold by avaricious African middlemen and then marched in fetters to the coast where they were bartered for the white man's artifacts. The ships that were waiting offshore for the human cargo had brought an assortment of goods from New England and the West Indies that included cloth, glass, beads, knives, brassware, rum, firearms. African human capital, which those were Israelites, was exchanged for Western consumer goods. Actually, these were the items in great demand by local chiefs and against which captured blacks were exchanged. The captured blacks were Israelites. The European...
And the Hamites knew it, man.
That's right.
Because it was Israel that set up colonies mainly in the western part of Africa, but there were other parts of Africa, all right, the so-called Africa, or Kemet, you like to call it, because they fled from the Roman persecution during the time of 66 to 74 A.D., during the periods of Vespasian, Caesar and Titus's son, all right, when they came against them. Why did you think Titus' younger brother, Domitian, built the arch over there, which is still up there, and they got black people? They got black people on the walls, and then they got other people carrying their stuff out of the temple. That was the abomination that maketh desolate, man. Why did they commission a coin, a coin called Judicopter, which is a Latin, classic Roman Latin way of saying Judah is conquered or captured? All right, because there was a group called the Israelites, man. Go ahead, keep reading, Doc.
Babylon and Timbuktu, page 84. It says, just to back up what Elder Tahar just said, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Plain, to the point.
To the point.
Joel 3:3.
Joel chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? I will render me a recompense. And will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own heads. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border.
Yeah, the Grecians, which are white people. Okay? So, you know, hey, we have the information. You guys got a lot of bullshit. Okay? Straight up. Like you talk about the what's this major council with Constantine the Great, the Nicene Council, and many other councils and so forth. Well, and then you talk about the rulers of the Byzantine Empire as being white people, man. Well, I have a book here, and I used this book and illustrated or showed you this pictures from this book or pages from this book. This book is called Icons and Saints of the Eastern Orthodox Church, right? Which is up there in Europe, right? Now, on the first page is supposed to be Mary and the child, and you can see that she's black, but they kind of lighten her up a little bit. But I'm gonna open this book I'm gonna open it up. Speak.
Yeah. So and see, a lot of you guys, the reason why you spit out that acid, that demonic acid that you do, is because you go and you read these books, and because they say that these people were white, you automatically assume that they were white. You know, because your research skills are not that good. You know, when you really research the history of the people in Europe, there was a certain particular time in history where the so-called black men, Judites, Benjamites, and so-called Haitians were ruling all throughout Europe. And prior to them ruling there, before the white men took over, you had Japhites, which were also dark-skinned people, which was one of Noah's 3 sons. You know, you have some.
Yeah, quick reset. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, "Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?" That's you niggas, man, getting into all these other different studies, these African studies, all these African gods. It says, "But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit." Because you are the people of the Lord. Technically, you are Israelites, man. Okay, but you going into that which doesn't profit, man. All that other knowledge.
Yeah, that debating, that don't profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we said, use Harlem as an example. You're doing all that debating, yet gentrification is kicking your black ass. So how's it profit?
Yeah. It says, "Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountains of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water."
Yeah, this is on page, the page is not numbered. Bear with me for 1 minute. All right, this will be page 92. This is on the other page. It tells you where it's from. It's and it says Moscow. That's in Russia. Moscow school. The what is that? The I'm sorry. Read that, please.
It says the Annunciation.
I'm sorry, the Annunciation. I'm sorry, the Annunciation. I couldn't read it. It looks funny. The Annunciation, circa 1420. Like I said, this is Moscow. This is a gallery in art gallery in Moscow. All right. Yeah, get some white people out of that. Okay, speak.
Those are jigs. Those are blacks. And you guys, you can't look at that and see that straight up depicts so-called black people. And like we always say, if you don't believe it, you can go up to the Bronx, to the Cloisters Museum. Okay? You wait a minute. You guys talk about the black conscious community. You know?
I'm sorry. This is Novgorod School, the Conception of Saint Anne. All right. Get a crack at that. Get a crack out of that. Get a white boy out of that. A white woman out of that. Look at that. Can that be mistaken for a white man? Is that a white man with a tan?
Hell no.
Look at that, man. That kind of Calvin Lockhart, man.
I got a quick scripture. This is the book of Hosea 4 and 6. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." That's some of the knowledge that you lack, that the so-called Dark Ages was really ruled by so-called black people. All right, and you see the evidence of it now.
I'm sorry.
No?
Let me. Yeah, come to me.
Seeing the evidence of it right now. That's the scripture.
Look at that, man.
Hosea
This
4
is the same.
Yep.
The same conception of Saint Anne, but she looks even blacker, and the man looks even blacker.
That's a straight up check, man.
Get a crack out of that.
Like, come on, man. That's a black
Get a
man with
Caucasian out of that.
Yep. Hosea 4 and 6. My
What
people.
the, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, Salaki.
No, that's all right. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And the majority of you, you're going to see that video, you're going to fan your hand, reject it. I will also reject thee. That's what the Lord say. He's going to reject you. That thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And when that hour of martial law kicks in, man, you're going to see your children be forgotten by the by the Heavenly Father. You're going to cry for God. However you call him, you're going to cry for God. You're going to cry for Jesus. You're going to cry for. You're going to cry for your ancestors. You're going to cry for the so-called Allah. And you're going to see nothing ain't going to happen, man. Your children are just going to be slaughtered. Hey, because those martial law troops, they're going to be shooting down your children, shooting down your women, you know, shooting you down.
Yeah.
That's what they plan to do. Hey, the slogan for the New World Order is expect no mercy. All right, that's their slogan.
Yeah, this right here is called. This is a painting of icon. I'll say of the Transfiguration when the Lord took Peter. It was Peter, James, and John, and took them, separated them from the other disciples, and they saw Moses and Elijah. All right, and Peter had made the statement of, "Shall I build a tabernacle for Moses and Elijah?" Right, and you can see what year was this out? Well, this had to be like the circa 1403 Moscow. All right, which proves that you have blacks all up in Moscow. Right, yep. That's what the Renaissance is all about. Now, look at that.
See what these you guys don't realize. See, we were bringing out the information on how Israel was in West Africa and the interiors of Africa. The Israelites was also in Europe. All the Israelites wasn't just up in Africa, because people had been fleeing.
Well, that's why this guy. Yeah. That's why this guy. You mentioned his name from African American Lives. He said most of the ancestry of these blacks in America go back to Europe.
Europe.
What? Because you had Israelites up in Europe. Black people.
Yeah, you guys are very uneducated. And furthermore, when you go back to the time of Paul, let's go back 2,000 years ago, the biblical times. It makes sense. You had Israelites that was already up in Greece and Rome, and Israelites that was already up in Europe, Spain, because wherever the Roman Empire reached to, they brought their slaves there. Now the Israelites were tributaries and slaves under the Roman Empire.
Yeah, London.
So that means going back to the time of Yahushua and Paul and the disciples, the Roman Empire had that region of so-called England. So you had Israelites that was there from that time. They were already there.
Yeah, because when you go back to the royalty of England, they were black. When you go back prior to the 1800s and before that, okay? Because during the time of the Renaissance came on the scene, Renaissance meaning, you can look it up, rebirth means when the white man came into power and started taking down so-called black people, which were mainly Israelites. When during the time of the Renaissance, when the Turks were coming against the Byzantine Empire, which what scholars call the Byzantine Empire, we call it the Christian Empire. That was around the same time when the Moors, the last stronghold of the Moors was, I believe his name was King Boabdil, and that was Granada. That was the last stronghold of the Moors. And now this movie, there was 2 movies made back in 1992 dealing with the Christopher Columbus. And I have a DVD of it. The guy looks at the last. They're talking about the last stronghold, which is in Granada during the time of Christopher Columbus, Queen Isabella, King Ferdinand, and Queen Isabella. And there's one guy's on the horse, and I think he's talking to the guy that played Columbus, and he said it's a shame. They were talking about the downfall of the Moors, and he says it's a shame because there was such a great culture. All right, like bullfighting. See how the bullfighter, he gracefully moves and he wears that colorful garment. That came from the Moors. All right, the Moors did that to show them machismo. Okay, but anyway, this right here is the Last Supper. Originally from the Church of the Ascension. And this is also in Moscow, okay? Moscow, Russia. Up in Europe. And white people are not going to go around drawing, uplifting black people as being the disciples and all that, man.
See, that's why a lot of them Russians, they when they come over here, they be digging on Jake. A lot of them so-called
a lot of them Russians are Jake,
a lot
too.
of them are Jake.
Now, these guys that have a low pea-sized brain, they can't get that. Jake was all over the daggone place, man. Jake looks like everybody, man. You got Jakes out there that look like Moabites, man. You got Jakes out there that look like Edomites. You got Jakes out there that look like Hamites, man. Jake look like you got a lot of so-called Arabs that are actually Jake, man. When we go places, we leave our seed there, man.
That's why you guys, man, HODC 12, you guys are on a low, super low level, man. You guys are still on that elementary school level, man. 1992 Israelites. That's why you guys
proves that is Cornelius thing. They did a thing on Cornelius, and there's all kind of that breakdown that you got. It's like a piece of rotten Swiss cheese, man. There's holes all up in it, man. Okay, you guys are so beneath us, man. All right, it's a damn shame. Cornelius is an Israelite, man. Even Nate, and Nate is over y'all, man.
Yep.
Nate is light years over y'all, but y'all keep in contact with Nate. Ask Nate where you get this thing about Cornelius being an Israelite. Even General Johanna knows that Cornelius is an Israelite, man. What the hell? What the hell is up with you guys, man?
This is out of the Golden Age of the Moor, Ivan Van Sertima, page 28. It says, this is just a little history. It says, there are Irish records of a Viking raid on Spain and North Africa in 862 AD. During the raid, a number of blacks were captured and some carried to Dublin in Ireland. They were known as Blue Men. Irish Fur, Gorma, Old Norse, Blamin. The entry is under the title, Three Fragments Copied from Ancient Sources, and sheds further light on the ethnicity of the Moors. The entry reads, after that, the Scandinavians went through the country and ravaged it, and they burnt the whole land, and they brought a great host of the Moors in captivity with them to Ireland. These are the Blue Men, because the Moors are the same as Negroes. Mauritania is the same as Negro land.
I got something real quick. You mentioned Spain, right? This is Romans chapter 15 verse 28. When therefore I have performed this, and to them this fruit, this is Paul speaking, I will come by you into Spain, because you had Israelites that were in Spain. You had so-called black men that were in Spain. You know, that's why Paul was going to go there and teach them.
That's right.
You had Paul go up into Assyria. That's right. All right, Asia Minor to. Why do you think there's a book called Corinthians? Why do you think there's a book called Ephesians? That was named after Ephesus. All right, up there going to Galatia. All right, that's all up in Asia Minor, Europe. Because you had Israelites all up there, man. Okay, now I'm going to show you this here. This is called, this is on page 165. It's called The Virgin of the Burning Bush. Central Russia, late 18th century, private collection. It was a private collection because they didn't want people to know that black people were ruling back then.
Look at that.
Now look at that. Look at that.
Straight up jail.
Look at that. There's no way in hell you can get a white woman out of that.
A lot of you people don't.
You guys want to go back to Egypt.
Yeah. If it is, man, you controlled all the great civilizations of history. And y'all watch movies about the Dark Ages. Y'all don't have a clue that was really your people. Like Braveheart. Russell Crowe did a movie recently. Robin Hood. Kevin Costner did one. Robin Hood, Kingdom of Heaven. And you guys look, yeah, see, that was them crackers. So we was out there in Egypt. You know?
Or in Africa.
Or Africa.
Yeah, well, you were swinging on trees in Africa, hanging out with Tarzan and shit.
Since you're talking about that, if I may jump in, Elder Gabar.
Can I read this real quick?
No, go ahead.
This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that's why you don't know, because the so-called white man, when he took over during the Renaissance, he went around whitewashing the majority of those pictures and images all throughout Europe.
Yeah, the technical term is iconoclasm.
That's right.
Do me a favor. Google the word iconoclasm.
Oh.
Iconoclasm or iconoclasm. Also Google the word Renaissance.
Yep. And them books that you guys read pursuant to that scripture, like Elder Tahar brought out, them books that y'all reading and all the information y'all got from the white man, the wicked. Okay, proof. The Rosetta Stone, it was the wicked that broke that down. He's the one that broke that down. All them books and the carbon dating, it was the wicked that so-called carbon dates those so-called hieroglyphs. That same guy, the wicked.
That same devil.
That same devil. He's the one that broke down. He deciphered the carbon dating.
Yep.
Hey. See, we're on a roll right now. This is on page 228. Page 228, all right. This is it's called Christ Emmanuel, all right. Moscow School, Christ Emmanuel, all right. Circa 1670, all right. In Moscow. Now, the word Christ is from the word that's from the word Christos, which means to anoint somebody, all right. Like you christen a ship, you're really anointing the ship, all right. Emmanuel was the prophet. He said that thou shalt call his name Emmanuel. Nobody ever called him Emmanuel. Emmanuel is more of a title than anything else, okay? Because he was never called. No one ever called him Emmanuel. All right. The word Emmanuel from the Hebrew word, or the Paleo Hebrew, or the Lashawan Kodash, which means now Allah. God with us, all right? Really with us, God, or with us, the Most High, or with us, the power. I'm using that so you can understand. The word Allah means power, judge, God. I'm now Allah, with us, the power, okay?
Yeah, and just before you read that, brother, and I looked up that word covereth in Isaiah 9 and 24, and it's from the Hebrew word kasah, which means to cover, conceal, hide, conceal, covered, to cover, clothe, to spread over.
Now you're going to look at and say that this is not a so-called black man or man of color. These idiots, I said, look, that's a Caucasian, but it's just the way they painted the picture. You niggas are just bugged out.
Niggas are fucking retarded is what it is. And as a matter of fact, if I can get up in there on that, like what the brother is saying is how they covered the faces of the judges thereof. If we're not, where and who is he? Nah.
Yeah, but you just ruined the whole thing, brother. You used that vulgar language. You were bringing out, you were doing good, and you used that vulgar language.
I'm glad I used vulgar language. Now this is.
You don't even know what the word vulgar means. Who was that, Ben? You don't even know what the word vulgar means, man. That toothpick
messing him up, messing his mouth up.
You should just keep that toothpick swirling around your mouth and just be quiet, man.
Now I got something here from Golden Age of the Moor once again.
Stick that toothpick where the sun don't shine.
Turn your ass into a popsicle stick.
A curry flavored popsicle stick.
I got into this is an example historically how the so-called white man operates. Golden Age of the Moor, page 156. This is from Ivan Van Sertima. It says it's talking about the Berbers. I'm gonna just read. It says the amalgamation of the Libyans with other races may be attributed to several different factors, surrounded by darker people on all sides, but the Mediterranean Sea, the fair-skinned Libyans constituted a small minority in black African continent. In addition, nomads of the Arabian Plate fled their barren and drought-stricken homeland in search of more fertile lands to occupy. The blending of black Arab and Libyans produced a light brown olive-skinned people who came to be known as tawny Moors or white Moors, often known in history as the Berbers, which is bullshit because we know that, first of all, Jake were the Berbers. We were up there in North Africa, and there's all kinds of history to prove that. The Berbers were the ones that went in, and took Sicily. That's right. And changed the bloodline there, and so the Sicilians, that's how we know that they're niggers.
And my ex-wife is a direct descendant of the Berbers, because she researched their line and it went back to the Berbers. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, she researched her line because me and Gabar used to call her the devil.
Yeah.
And she said, I ain't the devil, I'm black. I said, you are a white woman, all right? That was way back in the 90s. And she actually went back and searched her lineage, and she found out that she was, you know, her line go back to the Moors, man.
Yeah.
And she came and threw it in my face. And I said, well, she said, well, I ain't the devil. I said, you still a devil.
Yep,
I don't give a damn if you black or not. You still a devil.
And he was right about that.
Yeah, but anyway, and you be around her, she look like a white woman, but she act like the black woman. This right here, I'm going to say this real quick, all right? It says, as John, all right, this is Saint, I'm going to read right here. As John seizes his wrist, the boy gets up to the astonishment of his mother. And this is John, I believe this is got to be John the disciple, all right, the apostle. Now you can see John, you see the little boy, and you see the mother. Okay?
Yeah. Look at that.
Get a white boy out of that. Get a white boy out of that. Get an Arab out of that. Get a white woman out of that.
Look at that, man.
Get a white man out of that.
Man.
That's what happens when you're black and unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones that's conscious is us, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not you guys. See? See there?
Yeah. Yeah, so you might be asking yourself, well, what happened? Why are all the pictures so-called white people? Well, iconoclasm is what happened. And as a matter of fact, the elder asked me to look up the word iconoclasm. Now, this is from Wikipedia. Iconoclasm is the deliberate destruction within a culture of the culture's own religious icons. All right, you notice the word there. The key word there is deliberate. And who did it? The so-called white man did it, man.
Devil.
The devil. And other symbols or monuments, like you've seen, even you in the black consciousness movement. Even you have seen statues of certain individuals with the nose chopped off. You know, like in the Sphinx, you know, they had certain ones with the nose chopped off. Certain statues with the nose was clipped off. As a matter of fact, what is that? The statue? No, the statue of the four. The tetracts. Right. It was. Go ahead. Say it on the mic.
I believe the four tetrarchs. I think it was Galerius, Constantius, Gorilius. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maximilian.
Yeah, you'll see those. That's right. In post production we'll put it up.
If you put the four tetrarchs, it'll come up.
Yeah, it'll come up. You'll see that their nose was chipped off. Why was their nose chipped off? Because there were so-called black people, man. All right, that ruled in the around was that Constantinople? Was that during the days of which is modern day Turkey today? We actually rule that area. So going back to iconoclasm, it is the deliberate destruction within a culture of the culture's own religious icons, and the word icon means image, and even the so-called white man will tell you image is everything, and other symbols or monuments used for religious or political motives. It is a frequent
The
component.
motive was to
Yep.
get rid of any trace of black, so-called black people in Europe, man.
That's it.
You
That's
know?
it.
But like I have this book here. I'm gonna let you keep reading, brother.
yep, yep.
This is called The Passion of Christ, right? Now I'm gonna show you this picture, and this is post-Renaissance, because the Renaissance came about. Matter of fact, go to Renaissance, click and go to Renaissance. I want to see the date. I think a key date would be 1350. Well, anyway, this right here, this icon of this image or this picture is supposed to be the Last Supper, circa 1592, which is almost a 8 years shy of the 1600s. All right, and this is when the iconoclasm was they were well into it.
Alive and kicking.
And that's supposed to be the Messiah, Christ. You can clearly see he's a cracker. The guy that's sniffing the food, that's another cracker. Okay, that's what the Renaissance is all about. Okay,
There you go. It's really white supremacy.
That's what
So-called white supremacy. You know. But the elder mentioned Renaissance. Renaissance is a French word. All right. Renaissance. All right. It says was a
you're
culture.
born again. Back, re meaning back.
Yep.
Retro back. Nissan's meaning born.
Yep.
The
that's
birth
right.
is something.
Re-
And so why they say reborn?
yeah, reborn of what?
Because at one time they were in power, like going back to the Roman Empire. They lost that power.
Yep.
Then they got to come back into power.
That's right.
All right, Renaissance.
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, Alexander Bourget, he took on the title of Pope Calix. And Calix, the word Calix means holder of the cup. So why did he announce himself holder of the cup? They were now in power. And the ruling class family that came to power of the so-called white man was the Bourget family. All right. It says Renaissance was a cultural movement that spanned a period roughly from the 14th to the 17th century.
Read that again, please.
Was a cultural movement, Renaissance, that spanned the period roughly from the 14th to the 17th century.
Which is right, because the mid 1300s, all the way up into the 17th century, right?
Yeah, 17th
Which is the
century.
1600s.
That's right. It says, according to this,
I'm sorry, I got another. I got it. Hey, this is from circa 1620. Supposed to be the Christ and the angel. Look what they did. Look what the devils did. And somebody get me the Apocrypha. You know what I want. Maccabees, First Maccabees 3:48.
yeah. You know, again, that is...
That's Renaissance art, man.
That's Renaissance. Then
And
it
then
says...
somebody else get me Revelation 20.
Yeah, then it says beginning in Italy in the late Middle Ages and later, listen to this, beginning in Italy in the late Middle Ages and later spread into the rest of Europe. Now, why did they have to have a Renaissance movement in Europe? Because you so-called blacks were ruling Europe before the so-called white man came up in there and took over. That's why they had to have a Renaissance in Europe.
That's why Balak went to Balaam to have him curse Israel, because he said the king Balak, the king of the Moabites, he basically said, man, I saw what the Israelites did to them Ammonites. The Israelites busted them up, man, and he said, look, they're gonna take everything, man. So he tried to put a curse. He tried to get Balaam to put a curse on them, and then when you read that whole story, the Most High basically slapped Balaam and like said, look, man, you better go tell this guy the truth, man. You know? And I'm going to read that scripture in Numbers 24. Anyway, if you notice, when you go to Wikipedia, you look up the word Renaissance, right? You'll see another thing that they did when they would bring back certain biblical characters, they would make them butt-ass naked, man.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Which is some faggot shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, what the elder is referring to is, you'll see it in post-production. This is supposed to be David as you watch it now.
And I believe that actual sculpture is down there in the Met. It had to do with butt naked,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, well, it says it right here. It says David by Michelangelo, which was a known faggot.
A flaming faggot.
Flaming homo. The Academia gallery in Florence in Italy, city in Italy, is an example of high Renaissance art. The key word is Renaissance, and what do they have David looking like? A so-called white boy.
Butt ass naked, with a small penis.
With a 2.5-inch penis. It's a damn insult, man.
But then these people, then these motherfuckers look up to white people, man.
Yep.
What kind of shit is that, man? Go ahead, Art.
I got something here, page 339.
See, we were supposed to end it at 4:45, but we're gonna go a little bit more, and then we're gonna bring this down to the camp, and I'm gonna have my camera, and we're gonna put some stuff together. We're gonna do some things.
Yep. This is Golden Age of the Moor, page 339, figure 3. A black Norman knight and his fair lady, the year 1504 to 1534 A.D. There is evidence of a Moorish presence in Scotland and England as early as the 10th century.
Can I say something? And that was during, and that was
there was no white people out there, but there was no black people out there.
No, that was 15. What was the date on that?
It said 1504 to 1534.
Now 1504. That was during Columbus's expeditions, man. That was after the first
Columbus and Amerigo.
Yeah, Amerigo Vespucci. That was actually during the time of Amerigo Vespucius's expedition to the Americas, man, or what they call the Americas. So even at that time, Esau, see, Jake was in power. Jake just didn't disappear and overnight. Like, in other words, it took place in one day.
They act like this is reality, man. Reality, books are not just closed and that's it. All of a sudden, these people just disappeared. We don't know where they are. It takes time, my man.
Yeah.
The Renaissance, as the elder read, spanned from the 14th century to the 16th century. That's 200 years, my man.
That's right.
Esau conquering Gath.
Yeah, it took time.
Yeah, when the so-called white man, the devil, when he took this land from us, he didn't just take it in one day. It took a process of years, man. Many wars and battles were fought.
That's right.
All right, to eventually, Esau, he took over us, but it took time, man.
And what Esau used back then to take our land was called gentrification. That's right. He used it back then with us. Manifest destiny, but it was also gentrification, man, because what would they do? They would go up and deeper into the interiors and to so-called Indian lands and set up shop and build a damn village, man. Build a town, right? Smack dab, and then set up shop. Start going in, wandering into our hunting grounds.
Oh yeah, you had
like the Moors, right? The Moors,
yeah,
they were in power for like 800 years. They like I said, the last stronghold, Granada, in Spain was taken down during the time of Columbus and 1490, that era, that period, the late 1400s. Now, when they went down, that was about the same time that the Byzantine Empire went down, because the Most High gave us power to rule for about 1,000 years, and then after that time, the time was up for us. Then we were brought down. Give me that in Job 14, and also get me Revelation 20.
Yeah. Also too, other Torah down in Africa, them Jakes, some Israelites that was they were running shit down there in Africa. They were ruling pretty much in Africa too. That's why them Hamites came and said, "We're gonna get these guys," because Jake.
Yeah, there was a group of traders. The name began with an M. I forget the name. It escapes my mind. I'll find it later. But they were Jakes, and they had ruled Africa for a long time.
Fort Judah. Fort Judah.
I'm talking about a group of people.
Okay.
A group of people. But that was another thing. Fort Judah. That's right. Yep. And the Dahomey, I think it was called Dahomey under the King Dahomey, I believe it was. We have the documents, but we don't have them in front of us. All right. But anyway, go ahead and read that out.
This is the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
And that applies to Esau, which is the so-called white man. Their line goes back to Esau, the Edomites. But that also applied to us. That the Most High said there was going to be a time where he was going to take us down. And he did take us down. So now is the time for this Edomite to go down. Okay?
Real quick to what Elder Rakas said about Jake running shit into Africa. This is Babylon to Timbuktu, page 92.
And that's by a so-called black scholar named Rudolph, the brother right there, right? And he knows he's an Israelite, by the way. Since for you black unconscious, the white man wrote that book. This is by a brother.
Yeah, he went to the white man's university, all right, and he learned. I'm pretty sure he learned from white people, but he came to the conclusion that there were people called Israelites, and they were black.
Yep.
All right.
Now this is what he brings out on page 92. The title is called Eldad the Danite. In the 9th century, a black African Hebrew arrived in the city of Kairouan in Algeria. And this city was one of the famous Talmudic schools. The name of this Hebrew was Eldad the Danite. He told a credible story of a Hebrew empire south of the Sahara in the western Sudan. According to Eldad the Danite, the Hebrews in the interior of Africa spoke a Phoenician Hebraic language, which the Phoenician is basically Hebrew. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, Phoenician is it's a Greek word for Canaan.
Yep.
The Canaanites. The Canaanites' language is the so-called ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, what scholars call the Paleo Hebrew.
That's what they spoke.
The word Canaan, like go open up another window and put in the word Canaan or Canaanite, and then hit image, and they're going to show you the Canaanite alphabet, and the Canaanite alphabet is the so-called Hebrew.
That's right.
Now scroll down and see what you get.
That's right.
Keep scrolling. Okay, yeah, you see that? You see that?
Yeah, you'll see it in post-production.
Yeah. Now keep scrolling. You're gonna see it. Every other shot, they're gonna show you their writing,
Oh, there it is over here.
and that's Paleo Hebrew.
Man, phonetic value. Yep.
That's why those black unconscious niggas try to say, oh, Hebrews, you didn't exist because the language they spoke was Phoenician. You dumbasses. The Phoenicians were speaking the Hebrew language, but people called it Phoenician because that was the name of the people in that land.
Right, and for the word Phoenicia comes from the Greeks,
That's right.
like the word Punic. The word Punic is a Latin way of saying Phoenician or Phoenicia, which is a Greek way of saying Canaan,
Yeah.
Canaan.
There it is right here.
Yep.
The Phoenician, it says it right here. You'll see it. The Phoenician alphabet, 1400 BC. And the symbols are the symbols of ancient Hebrew. Not the Assyrian script, but the Paleo script.
The Paleo Hebrew.
Which I believe Paleo means
It means old. It means old. Old, ancient, you know.
I bet you that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I bet you that bubble-eyed wonder. I bet you didn't.
He
even
don't know. He can't. Come on. No. Come on. Come on. Don't give him that much credit. You're giving him too much credit, man.
Okay.
Hey, but let me say this now. I'm sorry, brother. The wars. Was it 3 or 4 Punic wars? It was the Romans that fought against Hannibal Barca, right? And there was a series of wars. Now the word Punic and Punic wars, that's what the Romans labeled it. That's the Punic is a Latin word. Okay, it means they would say Punicus or Punici, which is their way of saying Phoenicians, because they were fighting against the Phoenicians, which the Phoenicians were Canaanites, which you had Israelites that were all so-called Canaanites. One of the disciples of the Lord was a Simon the Canaanite. Okay? The Canaanite woman that he confronted, she was an Israelite woman, but she was being called a Canaanite, man. Y'all got to get this. Y'all better throw all them goddamn books out, man, and get with the program, man. We're Israelites, okay?
I got something that's going to read into him.
All right, go ahead.
Right here. Babylon and Timbuktu, page 107, and going to page 108.
Hannibal was one of our people.
He was an Israelite. It says the Hebrew Phoenician language and culture were invigorated and strengthened by the deportation and the migration of energetic black Hebrews from Palestine. Ptolemy Soter of Egypt conquered Syria and Phoenicia, deporting more than 100,000 Hebrews. The Persian king Cambyses had previously sanctioned the colonization of Hebrews in Egypt. During the wars of the Maccabees, thousands of Hebrews became slaves and exiles. Ptolemy Lathyrus captured 10,000 slaves from the region of the Sea of Galilee. The kings of Egypt, Psamtik I and Psamtik II, used Israelite garrisons on the Egyptian borders near Libya. The wars with Rome compelled hundreds of thousands more to escape into North Africa. We was always in North Africa. During the Punic Wars and after, North Africa contained a large Hebrew population. This Hebrew population, by the way, this is before the conquest of the Moors. So those North Africans that went up into Spain and Portugal,
the Moors wasn't even heard of, man.
Right.
The Moors came about.
Wasn't even heard of.
The Moors came about. If you go from 1400 back to about late 6th century into the 7th century AD. Okay, this was during the time
BC.
after. Right. This was during the time after. This was during the time of the before the Maccabees. This was during the time of the Ptolemies and Seleucid dynasties, of which goes back maybe about 200 BC, around there. All right, and that's when the Egyptian when the Ptolemies took over Egypt as crackers, white people, Edomites. That was during the time about 300 years. Before the BC or BCE, before the Christian era, because going back to Alexander the Greek and the 4 generals that rose up with him, they all took a part of that kingdom, because it was Alexander that took down Egypt. But one of his generals said, "Okay, we're the rulers of Egypt now," and that was around 300 BC, and that's when they had Egyptians. They had Egyptians know how to read and write. Do hieroglyphs, cuneiform, whatever you want to call it, and they enslaved them and had them learn Greek so they can rewrite everything that was on the walls from the so-called hieroglyphics, which is a Greek term, a Greek or Latin term, into the Greek, because the Ptolemy family, they spoke Greek, okay. And then from Greek, it was translated into the Latin and eventually into the English. It was a man by the name of, what was this guy's name? John Francois Champion, which he was the one that knew the Greek, and he read it from the Greek, the breaking down of the Rosetta Stone, all right? So you Negroes didn't break down a damn thing, man. You got broken down, okay?
There's a lot more. During the Punic Wars and after, North Africa contained a large Hebrew population. This Hebrew population made converts and intermarried with the Canaanites and the native Africans. Now over here it says, in the time of Nehemiah, of Simon the Just, of Hannibal, of Hasdrubal, says Slotes. Slotes was Nahum Schultz is Slotes. Is a so-called Jewish archaeologist. I believe he was born in the late 1800s, coming into the early 1900s, and he was exploring in the northern part of Africa, and he brought out all kind of information that Israel was always dug in North Africa for a long time. And he goes on and says, look, Israel was up in North Africa going back to the founding when Carthage was founded. There was Israelites that was always there, so we was always in North Africa. It says, the population of Carthage was derived from Palestine and its civilization in origin. Slotes, who's the so-called Jewish archaeologist, is certain after much research that the language Hannibal spoke and in which he directed his troops was Hebrew. Then he goes on to say, the evidence that the Carthaginians possessed a high priesthood and their ceremonies and sacrifices were similar to the rituals found in the book of Leviticus. According to some inscriptions there in Carthage, the Hebrew tribes of Asher and Zebulun were in Carthage from the foundation of the city. At the ruins of Carthage were excavated many inscriptions containing many Hebrew names such as Joab, Joas, and Joel. The city of Tunis, which that's in North Africa, is said to be neither Arab nor European. Tunis is a Jewish city. Nowhere else does a Jew feel at home as does in Tunis. Sloat says so beautifully, and indeed Tunis, the interior of Hebrew Carthage,
You know, it's ironic. There was this woman I was doing a delivery for years ago, and she's from the Middle East, and she was trying to figure out where I'm from. She said, "Are you from Ethiopia? Are you from this?" Then she said, "Tunis." You know?
Tunis.
Yep, she said Tunis.
That's up there in North Africa. Barbary's up there. Tunis is up there. Barbary's there. Tunis is there. So we was always there. This is before AD. We were there. This is BC. We were there in BC. It says, Tunis, the inheritor of Hebrew Carthage, is the eternal city of the Jews. For like the phoenix, the Jews have risen again and again out of the ashes of their destruction. After the sacking of Carthage, the Jews were found again in Carthage under Roman domination after the Byzantine persecutions. They fled into the desert, and even under the persecution of the Arabs, the Jews somehow managed to survive catastrophe after catastrophe.
Just
That's
like we're
just
doing
one-
today.
That's just one pop right
You know?
there.
And we just like babies, kids, man. Yep. Give me Revelation 20, and start from the top.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. And
That's talking about the so-called white man. All right, when he the last time he was in power. Well, when John was writing this is when the white man was in power. But he saw the white man go down. All right, and we had ruled for like I said 1,000 years, and there was a point where we had lost a rulership, and the white man came back up. Hence the word Renaissance. Hence the word iconoclasm or iconoclasm.
it says, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit.
Let me say this. Constantine the Great, also known as Constantine the First, he came into power in 325 AD when he sat on the throne. And really the last stronghold was taken down, which was Constantinople, which is now called Istanbul, Turkey. Why was it called Istanbul, Turkey? Because the Turkish took it over. All right? And that was when we were taken down, that was around the late 1300s into the 1400s, and it was the same time when the last stronghold of Spain was taken down. I said that before. Okay, so we ruled for about 1,000 years, and then we were taken down, proving that the Most High controls who's on top, and that's in Daniel 2. Daniel 2? Who's on top and who's on the bottom?
It says, and casted him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
There was a point where Esau wasn't running shit, man. He was just locked down. And them chains were spiritual chains.
It says that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
1,000 years were fulfilled in the mid to late 1400s, and it was Christopher Columbus that embarked upon a new world. Don't worry about that. That went to the new world, and that's what they call it, as opposed to the old world. Europe is considered like there's certain dishes that are called old. This is an old world dish, or this is from old world tradition. And then you have new world dishes. All right.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones.
Right, and I'm sorry, that's all we need. That little season is 500 years, about 500 years. Because he came out a few years shy of 1,500, now it's 2,000. So that's a little bit more than 500 some odd years. So this man's time is up.
Yep.
But he's going down slowly, man. He's going down little by little.
Yeah.
Like when the Canaanites went down, they went down little by little.
It says, this is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men.
Yeah, that's why a so-called white man is ruling. He's the basis of men. Look, he's passing laws where homosexuality is just all out in the open. Okay, you can adopt your children, take your kids away. This is the basis kingdom that ever existed, man. America who rules the so-called white man. So, making women over men. So the Most High got this devil set up. But like Elder Tahar said, he's going down. It's shit to us. It don't seem like fast enough. But in the Most High's time, it's just right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it says he should be loose a little season. So we're in that little season now.
Yeah.
Right? Again, the chain is about to be slapped back on the devil, literally. And that's the book of Psalms, the 149th chapter, beginning at the 5th verse. And the elites are going to be the first ones those chains are going to be slapped on. There's even the scripture in the book of Isaiah 24, I think it is. It says they're going to be thrown into a pit.
24:18, get that.
Yeah. Now, those of you in the Black Conscious movement.
Somebody started 10.
Yeah, Isaiah 24:10. Those of you in the Black Conscious movement, you have no conception of that. You don't even realize that the top banking elite that rule the society, according to the Bible, they're going to be thrown into a pit when they're brought into slavery. And you're talking about the Bible as a white man's book. You don't know the Bible, man. That's why you should be quiet.
They don't know shit. They're just babbling fools,
Just
man.
babbling fools. Led by babbling
Especially
fools.
this guy, Dr. Ali
Muhammad.
Muhammad, man. This guy's full. He's full of himself, man.
Eh,
And you don't know how stupid he sounds, man.
yeah.
You just reading them books and
Yep.
and what do you call it? Regurgitating that shit that you read, man. You know.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 7:22, right? It says, 22. It says, and the Lord thy power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, will put out those nations before thee by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. So that happened to the Canaanites, man. So now it's happening to this devil, Esau, the Edomites. He's being taken down little by little.
Yeah.
Just like Pharaoh too. And the Most High did the same thing with Pharaoh, going back during Egypt. He sent plagues on him, which that was just, the Most High was just breaking down Egypt's infrastructure, you could say, because he cursed their water, he cursed everything, the land. Then the Most High just laid the boom on them and just smoked the firstborn of all Egypt that didn't have the blood on their doorposts.
Hey, well, to back you up, we just read it earlier. The 25 signs of America's declining, America's falling. That's the so-called white man being taken down
Little
by little. Is not America the cradle or one of the cradle of his society? Didn't he boast in America how he set America up? You know, he had that thing, Manifest Destiny. They built up America as being the shining crown of glory. Well, America's going down, man. That's indicative of the so-called white man going down. You got the scripture in Isaiah?
And also, that shows the Most High's power. That's why he does it that way.
That's right.
All right?
You ain't seen nothing yet. America's going to go out. The word America means bitter. That's something you black, conscious, unconscious morons don't know.
Negroes.
The word America means bitter, and that's how America's going out. It's going out bitterly. The end result is going to be those nuclear missiles. And they're going to have their way with this place, man.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down.
That's America. Like I said earlier, didn't we read an article? 25 signs that America's declining. It's broken down. Look at your roads. All right? Hey, one of the things that made the Roman Empire great was not the roads. There was a saying, all roads lead to Rome.
Yep.
Now, as soon as the roads started become dilapidated, so went the old ancient Roman Empire. One of the things that brought Rome to its prominence was its roadways. You know, the ability to get around. You had something called the Appian Way.
Yeah.
All right? So go ahead, brother.
Right. It says, The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Yep, and that's really going to happen when martial law sets in.
And you got that going on in a lot of countries. You got all these boarded up houses in Detroit. Elder Rakai was talking about out there in
Gary, Indiana.
Indiana.
And can I say something about that? Now, in Gary, Indiana, like I said, I was just out there. We were driving around. Now, they make all this big fuss about Michael Jackson and all in the Jackson family, right? That house, which I passed by the house, that's like a so-called tourist attraction. The house, the actual house that they lived in is still there, 2300 Jackson Street, right on the corner, and they got it gated up. They got it fenced off. Right, and they got like a big plaque up there with all their pictures on it. It's a tourist and people. They got like a big board. You could come and sign your name and say I was here and all this other shit. But it's nothing but a big ghetto. It said smack dab in a huge ghetto. All around the Jackson's house, there's nothing but abandoned houses and shit like that.
The Jacksons ain't there.
Yeah, they ain't there. They ain't there. You understand? But that place is dead. Yeah. Now, the mayor of Gary, Indiana is a black woman. She's a dyke. Right, and she pretty much whatever resources or whatever monies she's not putting back into the community, she's just whatever little resources or funds that's in the so-called city, she's just embezzling it, or she's taking the money and putting it into Edomite interest areas, and there are no jobs there because this black bitch, right? Pretty much all the jobs belong to Edomites, like they got the steel mills out there. Which is where this guy Joe Jackson, back when they was living there, was working there. The steel mills are in Gary, Indiana, but all the jobs are from outside people, primarily crackers. All the niggas, they don't employ the niggas there. So America's done, man. That's just a small example of America being done. Then you add Detroit to that, but it shows you niggas ain't shit. Now these black unconscious niggas, you say the black woman is God. Right? That's a black woman who's the mayor of Gary, Indiana. She's shitting all over Jake, man.
But hold on, wait a minute. If the black woman's God, well, want the black woman, which is a God, save your ass, nigga.
Yep.
Yeah. Now let's say she is God. She don't give a shit about you, man.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys, you know how and like I said, we're gonna stay on you, and we're gonna stay on the mother Israelite, them bootleg Israelites,
That's
man.
Right, baby.
We're gonna stay on all you guys, man.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, Elder Tahar, you just said it. Now I was talking about Gary, Indiana.
No, I heard the whole thing. I heard
the black woman is the brother Toby.
And you know, let me say this. Now we haven't been in Harlem in a while, and I had my camera. We did a little thing. I'm gonna go back down there. We're gonna do some more filming. You know, to show the state of that area, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you got other Israelite groups. I mean, why don't you guys go out and show how fucked up you live, man? You know.
Yeah, because they aren't dealing with you. Ain't dealing with reality. You are the Israelite groups. You're basically candy cotton Israelite groups, man.
Yeah.
You live in this fantasy world, you know.
Yeah.
You especially HODC. I mean,
you guys, man.
I mean, you.
Anyway, the pits, man.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You guys are. You know what? And I'm gonna just say something.
They're no different than any other bootleg Israelite group.
Yeah, you're right.
They all got faults, you know.
Yeah. You guys, look, man. You guys ain't. Nobody know who you are.
But they just came out the woodwork, man.
That's the point.
You know what I'm saying? You just came out of nowhere. Just popped out of the damn. You probably landed. You came on the ship from the planet Risk and shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, Polite freed you and shit. You know, Warden Polite.
Yeah, man. You guys ain't nobody been seeing you. We've been on the battlefield, man.
That's right.
Right? Even General Yohana. Let's just keep it real. Yohana been around now for like 5-6 years. We've been doing this thing since the 90s. When the year 99, 2000 came, we was out there. We've always been around. But then, like around 2005, 2006, General Yohana came back. Then Nate started coming back up on the scene. And then HODC 12, you wasn't nowhere around. On the comment boards, when you guys made your video, brothers on the comment boards said, who the hell are these guys? Where these niggas came from? You don't know who these guys are.
Yeah, they had them videos. It was all black in the background. Looked like y'all was niggas in space.
Yeah, man. You guys took breaks, man. And then, especially, like I said, periodically, within the past 3 years, every once in a while, Barack and Benyamin will come and do a street speaking. Then you won't see them. Then like maybe a year later they come back. Then you don't see them. Now as for you, Ash and Mike Alaba, Mike, shut the fuck up, man. Okay. Where you been, man? I was over the video department. Then if you over the video department, there should be a slew of videos, man. Hey, man, let's go sit down in your apartment, man, and just get that bottle of Manischewitz and let's have a couple of drinks, man. Go back to doing what you was doing.
That's what he was known for.
That
drinking.
big giant bottle of Manischewitz.
Yeah.
And just have some drinks, man. And Osh, man, nobody's seen you guys. And you guys are coming back talking shit.
That's why they want to get together with everybody, because they ain't got no followers, man. They got a handful of followers, man. If they had a couple thousand people in camps or HODC all over the place, do you really think they're going to say, we're willing to get a nigga? That y'all are desperate, man. Desperados, okay?
They're the voice of desperation.
They're the voice of desperation, man.
Yeah,
and then we just came back, and you mad because I don't want to get together. We don't want to get together with you. We don't have to get together with you,
Yeah,
man.
Who are you?
Do you think we're gonna get together with a bunch of confused clowns, man? No, we're gonna get together with some guys that think Cornelius is an Edomite, man.
Or Obama's the Antichrist.
Obama's the Antichrist. And what's your thoughts? Since you guys are such great teachers, what's your thoughts on the mark of the beast?
Yeah.
Revelation 13, 15 to 18. What's your thoughts on that? Huh?
Barack, the video of Barack, he had that little thing, that little stick thing.
Yeah, the little staff.
Yeah,
the little,
like I tell you, son, brother Taha, they still got that angry, bitter spirit. Taha still got that angry.
No, if I had that angry, bitter spirit, I would have been talking about you a long time ago. We're just responding to the video that you made getting on Johanna, man. Or General Johanna.
yeah. Call and response. Okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
And Elder Taha said, we got our differences with General Johanna, but we still rooting for him when he debates that nigga.
Yeah, because he's an Israelite.
He's an
man.
Israelite.
I hope General Johanna, I gotta say it that way. Hey, I hope you tear this dude Tommy Davidson ass a new one,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I hope you tear him a new one, brother.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So get your research crew and get on his ass, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you get him, we'll get the leftovers, man.
That's right.
If we don't
That's
get
right.
him, we're gonna get him any damn way.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
Get Tazaria. Make sure you got General Tazaria with you, man.
Yeah, they got other guys. They got guys that do research. They do their research, man. Because that goes back to the One West spirit,
Yeah.
One thing about One West, and that's why the most prominent Israelites out there all came from One West.
That's right.
That's why we're battling against each other. All these other Israelite groups, they ain't nobody,
That's
man.
right.
They're on a low level, man. They're on the super low level, the mega super low level, man. So all it is us, man, battling against each other, man.
That's right, because there's nobody else left, man.
But we're the number one guys,
Yep,
GMS.
yep, everybody
I'm not
knows
saying
that.
that to brag or boast, okay? It's just a fact, man.
It's a fact.
Nothing
So
but the
put that
fact.
in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, anyway, with that, anybody got any closing words?
Ben, you're the devil. You're the fucking devil.
Yeah.
You goddamn nigga.
And we don't smoke in pipes. We don't smoke pipes, all right? Put that in your pipe.
Ben, you just a
moron.
demon. You just a West Indian demon, all right? The Most High gonna do something with you, man.
Yeah, and that Cornelius breakdown, maybe since you keep in contact with Nate, give him a call and let him show you how to break it down, okay? Because at least Nate got that right. He ain't about conspiracies and all that, but he got that right. Hey, but with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.